Well. It has been a long time coming since the last time you guys saw both myself and my good buddy Kyle here as we welcome you to Game 2 of this Eastern Conference quarterfinal matchup, the Battle of Pennsylvania between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Flyers coming away with a big 3-2 win in game number 1, thanks to a Travis Sanheim game-winning goal. And the Flyers will look to try to head back to the city of brotherly love, halfway to moving on to the second round, while the veteran Pittsburgh Penguins look to try to even the series up in a game apiece before the series, as mentioned, will be heading to Philadelphia. But again, welcome everybody here to this live watch along here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. My name is Neil Villapiano, the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast, which covers the rival of both of these teams, the New Jersey Devils. And alongside me is my good buddy who has done many of these live watch alongs over the years with me, Kyle Manifold. Kyle, it's been a minute since the last time you and I spoke, and also the last time we've done a live watch along. So first and foremost, how you been?
It's good. Yeah, just been hectic over the last little bit, but yeah, we're just kind of calming down a little. I mean, ramping it up now with playoffs coming around, but yeah, it's all good here. Hope you're doing good too.
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited to get back to doing this. There's definitely going to be people, hopefully, that will jump into the stream who remember us doing this pretty well, pretty consistently before. And I'm just excited to be back. And what better time to do it than the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? And so you have so many different matchups going on here as we're into the first round. And already the first couple of days, the first 2 days have been electric. Couple of really surprising games. I mean, we saw Minnesota beat the absolute, what out of the Dallas Stars in game 1 in that series. And of course, the elephant in the room, that is the Buffalo Sabres coming back from down 2-0 in the third period of game 1 at home at the KeyBank Center and winning 4-2 to get their first win in the Stanley Cup playoffs in a decade and a half. The vibes could not be higher for the city of Buffalo. Hockey from home, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for chiming in. But we're here into day 3. And again, like I said, we got the Flyers against the Penguins. We actually have finally, what was I going to say? Yeah, we finally are going to complete all the game 1s with tonight, because the Anaheim Ducks and Edmonton Oilers, who have still yet to play a game in the playoffs, I guess people forgot about those two teams for whatever reason. They will be playing game 1 at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. Jared Brown, thank you so much. Yes, it has been a long time no see, but Kyle, let's jump into this game tonight. So again, Flyers coming away with a 3-2 win in game number 1. Travis Sanheim getting the game-winning goal. Dan Vladar, former Calgary Flame, played pretty well for the Flyers in this one. Stuart Skinner, I didn't think honestly played all that poorly. He made a couple of big-time saves to kind of keep the Flyers at bay, but ultimately the Flyers were able to come away with a win. So going into this game number 2, what are you looking for from both sides in this very important game number 2?
Well, I'm kind of going back to the stat sheet a little bit where you look at you go back to the regular season and you want to see how it translates a little bit, right? So what I want to see is what's going to happen here, like with the power play and the penalty kill. I think is going to be such a big difference maker because you looked at it like Philadelphia was in, I think, the bottom 3 in both penalty kill and power play percentage, whereas Pittsburgh was at least in the top 10. So, I think that's going to be it's going to be really critical to see. And I thought Daniel Vladar was phenomenal on Saturday, and I kind of get the same vibe I'm getting from Philly as I am Boston in the sense that they need those goaltenders to show up because the other team is just going to pepper them coming in. So I feel as though like Vladar is going to be the man to watch again tonight, though. If Pittsburgh can find a way to get him early and some way to get them rattled, it'll be tough for Philly to make kind of a comeback. But I think that special teams is still going to be something to watch just because I think, there was a ton of action, I guess, a little bit last game, but as we're kind of warming up into the series a little bit, when it shifts to Philadelphia, I think that's when you're going to see even more of it. But yeah, I wonder how the power play and the special teams unit is going to do tonight for Philly, because if they want to keep this up and they want to go up 2-0, they get their opportunities tonight. They have to capitalize.
Yeah, for sure. And you look at some of the talent that the Flyers have, you expect more, right? You expect them to be able to find the back of the net a little bit more consistently. But like you mentioned, right, they struggled throughout the year. That was kind of one of those things that was really kind of a problem. The one thing, though, that I'll say is that when you look at how the Flyers played from the time we got back from the Olympic break to obviously now, it's a big reason why they were able to get back into a playoff spot and ultimately make the playoffs was because of their goaltending. Talking about Dan Vladar, we really were a lot of people were not really sure about where the Flyers were going to go in terms of their goaltending when we got to this past offseason. And when they signed Dan Vladar and you look at Sam Ersson again as well, and you say to yourself, okay, like the Flyers are definitely building towards something, but does Dan Vladar really wow you, right? And obviously you and I covered the Calgary Flames for the last couple of seasons, and we know what Dan Vladar can be. But he's really gotten himself going over these last 2 months, and he played a really strong game in game number 1. So I'm really curious to see if he can repeat that performance. And then with Stuart Skinner, here's the thing. He's been to the finals each of the last 2 years. And as we know, when he's on, he's been able to be really good and really, really stepping up. But when he's not, things get out of hand very, very, very quickly. And even though they lost in game number 1, I don't think that Pittsburgh and Skinner really played all that badly, but certainly there's some things that need to be cleaned up. The one thing I want to see from Pittsburgh, you gotta not give up as many odd man rushes as you did in game 1. There were too many odd man rushes, couple breakaway opportunities. Noah Cates had an opportunity. Trevor Zegras got around a defender on the left side and had an opportunity. Luckily, Skinner made some saves, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you can't give any team that many opportunities because they're going to make you pay, especially in the playoffs. So those are kind of the things I want to see. And this should be fun, Kyle. Again, Battle of Pennsylvania in the first round. And I'll be really interested to see how the Penguins respond. Down 1-0, again, game 2 here in Pittsburgh. Can they even this series up? Because if they don't, if it goes 2-0 to the Flyers heading to Philadelphia, this could be a very quick series, much quicker than I think people expected.
Well, I think but that's the thing. When a lot of series go up 2-0, I feel like with this one, it's not the end of the world, though, if you have to go to Philly. I just think Philly is still vulnerable, to drop 2 games or whatever it might be, right? Yeah, but of course, your team loses game 1. Of course, you want to bounce back and win game 2. I think in a couple of different circumstances here, you kind of need it. If you look at LA, for example. But I feel like in a series like this, there's no reason why Pittsburgh can't go over there and win 2, and all of a sudden you're in a best of 3, right? We've seen it happen multiple times before. And then quickly, on Vladar, so happy for him. So happy that he's fun. He took a bet on himself, man. And you see the goals against average at 2.42 and a 906 save percentage this season. He's been sensational. So I'm happy he took a bet on himself, and we're slowly getting underway here.
I think I might still be ahead of you on the stream. This seems to be a typical thing because on my end, the puck is just dropped and game 2 of this first round matchup between the Flyers and the Penguins is underway here. And one guy that I'm going to keep my eye on here is the Penguins right away looking for an opportunity that gets broken up. Puck down the left corner in the Philadelphia zone as Malkin tried to lay the body. Shot there from Clifton just wide of the right side of Vladar. Another opportunity. That one is patted away by Vladar. The Penguins get their first shot on goal as Novak drops into Malkin. He tried to get it top of the point, but it's going to go all the way back where Skinner will play it. One guy I'm going to be watching for Philadelphia in this one, Kyle, is Travis Konechny. Had a couple of opportunities, didn't get on the score sheet, but nonetheless, this is a guy that is a pest, but also he can find the back of the net at a very, very consistent rate. If he can get going, that offense for Philadelphia will be that much more dangerous. And this might sound like I'm calling him out, but I want to see more from Sidney Crosby in game 2. I really want to see what he could do as an opportunity here, and that shot just goes wide of the glove of Vladar.
He was chirping, though, wasn't he? He was chirping last game.
He was. I think he's, look, the old man, he's not Sid the kid anymore. He's Sid the, I don't really know what you call it here, as that shot there gets blocked. Sid the adult, I guess. I don't even know what you want to call him at this point.
Very grown man.
I think he's trying to find a little bit of that youth, right? And he knows how much, he's made a living. He's made a career off of beating the Philadelphia Flyers. So he's not afraid to get into it. And but I want to see him find a way to get on the score sheet because we know that the Penguins will go as far as Sidney Crosby will take them.
Yeah. I think the one thing that Philly has, though, and you saw it in the last game, like I think they're a much faster team than Pittsburgh is. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say. Like, you get those turnovers in the neutral zone and all of a sudden Philly picks it up and goes the other way. Like, I find they're just a faster team in that sense. And I noticed it last night, like with Buffalo, like I couldn't believe how fast they were going through the neutral zone. And then you see Boston basically hanging on for dear life. Like, that's the kind of vibe I get a little bit. So with Pittsburgh, like, you feel like you need to take advantage of those ozone opportunities.
Without question. And they were just showing him on the screen here on the broadcast, but what a find for Pittsburgh for getting Igor Chinakhov from Columbus, right? 21 goals, and he really found a home in Pittsburgh. And it doesn't surprise me because we know what Pittsburgh can be when it comes to bringing in guys and developing them. And this is a guy that needed a fresh start, and he got that, stayed in the Metro Division and has been a welcome addition to this Penguins team, bringing a lot more of that youth and a lot more of that offense to this Pittsburgh team.
I think a lot of people wanted him too, right? A lot of people.
Oh yeah, I think there was a laundry list of guys laundry list of teams that wanted it. As that shot there gets deflected up, that actually stays in play, and Owen Tippett will flip it out as he tries to get it to Forrester, but it's broken up by Pittsburgh, and now the Tang will control it here for the Penguins. Just about 2.5 minutes in. Chris Letang.
I wonder how many of those goals that he had, like with Pittsburgh when he first got acquired.
I think if I'm not mistaken, he kind of went on a tear when he first got to Pittsburgh. I think he scored in his first 3 or 4 games with the Penguins. Like he came right out of the gate and just was rolling. And I mean, it's unfortunate for Columbus that they have to deal with him 4 to 5 times a year now in the same, in the same division. But at the end of the day, a change needed to be made for both sides. And I don't remember exactly what Columbus got as Clifton gets boarded right there by Noah Cates. As the Flyers keep it in, as Provorov with a shot that gets blocked and it goes into the left side, and the Penguins will flip it out. But yeah, no, that was a good piece of business there by Kyle Dubas, who continues to I feel like the more success that he's had with Pittsburgh, the more frustrating it gets for any Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Just seeing what he's been able to do. He's done a really good job.
Sucks for Toronto.
Yeah, and Toronto's going to have to answer a lot of questions, like who's going to be their next GM if they struck out on getting Sonny Mehta, who it seemed like he was their number one guy as well. As that shot there is patted away by Dan Vladar off the shot from Evgeny Malkin. I think it surprised Vladar a little bit, but he was able to get enough to pat it away. But yeah, now the Leafs are going to have to pivot to someone else, and they still haven't made that decision yet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now Eric Clausen with a shot that goes wide.
Ristolainen too, like 31-year-old, and he had 2 assists in the first game. Like, they were writing him off early. Like, they were looking to trade him at the deadline.
Oh, 100%. Because that one's going to be an icing here against Pittsburgh. Or excuse me. Oh, and we got some pushing and shoving between the benches, Travis Konechny and Evgeny Malkin, now Sanheim getting involved. And again, this is the Battle of Pennsylvania, people. And these two teams have had a long history of being at each other's throats. And the Flyers haven't been on the winning side of this rivalry as much as Pittsburgh has in the playoffs. But again, the Flyers do have the one-game advantage here in the early goings of this series. But yeah, I mean, this is interesting.
Bit of news too.
Go ahead.
Too, by the way. Draisaitl's been activated for game 1 tonight.
Okay, so after being out for a month with an injury, I know that Emily Kaplan did say this morning, as now Philadelphia comes in, drops it off, gets over there with a shot by Konechny, and that one just goes high of the net. There's a good chance there in the slot, but Konechny gets it right back, feeds it, and all that just goes over the stick of Martone. Martone gets it back, shot, and that one is saved by Stuart Skinner. Porter Martone. Let's talk about Martone a little bit. Coming over from Michigan State, and then immediately is just in this lineup for Philadelphia, as now Dvorak gets it top of the point now, gets over to Cam York, as that shot deflected just wide. Other side, and that one misses, and Crosby's able to poke it out. But Martone coming from Michigan State, I'm sure he comes over a little bit sooner than he would have liked, with Michigan State getting bounced pretty early in the national tournament. But he's fit in seamlessly in Philadelphia, got himself his first career playoff goal in game number 1. And Kyle, looks like he fits into the NHL, without any issue whatsoever.
What do you think of Higgins?
James Higgins, he actually looked fairly confident. He had a couple of good shots for Boston in that game number 1. Same thing with Martone. He looks comfortable. He looks ready to be in the NHL.
Yeah. You kind of need, like, in both of those series, like with Philly and Boston, in the sense that, like, you need those blue chip guys to, like, kind of step up, because you're not going to rely on those top line guys as much as you can, right? Like, you kind of need all 4 lines to go.
No, without question. As that puck comes out in front from Lizotte, and then there's some pushing and shoving after Vladar covers it here, as we're just about 6 minutes into this first period. Still no score, as have a little bit of chatting going on. But again, this is going to be a very physical series, Kyle. We've already saw it in game number 1, and in game number 2 already, both teams throwing the body. Another guy that has been kind of a disappointment, and even some people were speculating about, is he going to stick around in Philadelphia, is Michkov. You think about where he was drafted, and the Flyers were able to get him, and, he's had some good moments. But even with having Rick Tocchet as his head coach, there's been some back and forth. Michkov has been benched for a couple of games here and there throughout the year. Do you think that this is a situation where maybe he ends up being an off-season move, or do you think the Flyers continue to try to figure it out with him?
I mean, you got to get a sense of hope here at some point, right? Like, what's going to happen. You move him and he goes somewhere else, and he's going to friggin' flourish. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, look at Chinakhov with the Penguins, right?
Well, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Like, sometimes too, like, it just takes, like, certain players in different systems to fit. It's just like the pieces to the puzzle. And, but I think with a guy like Michkov, like, you just got to find out, because Philly knows it too. You have to know it. If they have to move on from him, they know, like, they're going to lose that trade.
Sure.
Like, anything that happens to him, you're going to lose that. So you have to find a way to continue to make it work. And the best way to do it is to show up here in the playoffs. Let's see what he does.
Without question. And again, it's only game 1. Wasn't really that noticeable in game number 1. We'll see what he does here in game number 2. But just a little under 7 minutes into this one, still no score in this one. And looks like we have a question from Jared asking, Jack Hughes game-winning goal, the golden goal for the U.S. Thoughts on that?
Oh, for God's sakes, that was like 3 months ago. Let it go.
Yeah, to be fair to Jared, he hasn't really had a chance to ask this question since then. But I'll make this quick, because I don't want to irritate my Canadian. I don't want to piss off my Canadian compadre here, as we've only just begun this broadcast here today. I mean, simply put, from a Devils perspective, I mean, you couldn't write a better script. I mean, just from the sake of, having Jack Hughes of all people be the one to bring the gold medal finally back to the United States. And you look at the way he played even after the Olympic break, he looked like one of the best players in the league. I mean, he proved that he is a superstar player when he's healthy and when he's clicking, and it was really fun to watch in the last 20-ish games. It's just unfortunate that the team struggled so much prior to that they weren't able to get into the playoffs. And, now with a new GM, maybe a new head coach, you got to figure out how to build this team to withstand if and when Jack Hughes does pick up an injury and misses, however, 10, 15 games, hopefully not. You got to build a better team to give Jack Hughes some help as well, because they certainly need it if they want to contend. But overall, it was a very exciting moment as a Devils fan and exciting as a hockey fan. So, as a USA hockey fan.
Two quick things. I feel like Kat is just saying this because her Islanders didn't make it because of Philly. So I feel like she has to root for Pittsburgh. That's just my thought. Also, free to drop this as well, too, for Ottawa. Artem Zub is not dressing tonight. Yakimchuk is going to be taking warm-ups in his place.
Okay, fair enough. So we've already had our first kind of little bit of injury. That was a really interesting first game between the Senators and Hurricanes. That one's actually getting underway, game number 2.
I don't trust Carolina, man. I don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm already like, it was 1-0 for the longest time. And there were many times where I thought Ottawa was going to score. And you got to look, we got to give Freddie Anderson credit. He did play well, and he made some good saves. But again, what's the biggest thing? We talked about it last year, talked about it the year before. What's the biggest thing about Carolina? They don't score as much as you would want them to.
But also, like, consistency, right? Like, Anderson was terrible the first half of the year, so he comes in and has a great game. Okay, fine. But you bring in this Boosie guy, right, who was 23-3-2 or something like that. He goes in, right? And it's now, sorry, actually, we don't want to use you for game 1. It's like, what a slap in the face almost.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like the fear of like he's a young guy who's never played in the playoffs before and they don't want to, throw him in. But like, think about what was it, 2 years ago?
1?
I know, and I agree. And look, don't get me wrong. I think that Bussy deserved the opportunity to start game number 1. Yes. It's really interesting. I hope that they don't do this thing where like Freddie Anderson plays well at home, so they'll play him, and then on the road they'll play Bussy. Because I just think that like if you're going to constantly do that, like I just feel like having a 2-goalie system in the playoffs is a lot. It's just a lot in my opinion.
But early on it's okay, because if Carolina goes up 2-0 and they go to Ottawa, they can afford to throw Boosie in for 1 game.
Sure. Why not? But if they lose, but what if they lose game 2 tonight? Then you have to start asking questions again.
You've already. But that's the thing. You've already committed to Anderson now. So
exactly, 100%.
You can't start flip-flopping back and forth.
What are your thoughts on the Bridgeport Islanders moving to Hamilton? Yeah, that is unfortunate. That's now the second team that's played in Bridgeport that has ended up getting moved. I know in the Professional Women's Hockey League, the New York Sirens actually first played a bunch of games at Bridgeport, ultimately moved and now play in New Jersey. And now you're losing the Bridgeport Islanders. I'm curious if they will try to go back there at some point. Looks like we have a penalty here, Kyle, and it looks like it's going to be against the Flyers as Novak got hit with a high stick. Dewar, excuse me, and it looks like it's definitely going to be against the Flyers.
So now we're going to see what happens here, because now you're getting the 7th best power play unit in the NHL in Pittsburgh, and you're getting, I believe, the Flyers were 32nd. They were below my Flames in terms of penalty kill. Like, that's got to say something. We're going to find out.
It certainly tells you a lot. Tyson Forrester is the one who is going to get the penalty. He gets a 2-minute high sticking call. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's pretty much the definition right there.
I mean, Rick Tocchet didn't like it, but it's a penalty nonetheless. And now we'll see what Pittsburgh can do here as Crosby reps around Eric Carlson, gets the top of the point. Now to Rust. Back to Carlson left side. Carlson top of the point to Rust. Rust over the Malkin. Waits gets back to Rust with a drive, and that one gets blocked in front there by Luke Glendening. Carlson now feeds it in the slot to Crosby, and that one's deflected just wide. As now Couturier tries to get it out, and the Flyers are trying to bank it out. Can they get it? They will. Sanheim's going to have a chance up the left side, shorthanded. Tries to get around Carlson, but he's dragged down, and that's going to be it for the Penguins power play. as it's going to be a trip here as Travis Sanheim is the one drawing the penalty. It's going to be Erik Karlsson going to the sin bin. So after just 37 seconds on the power play, we will now skate 4 aside.
I mean,
and they got him.
Like the momentum they're having too, right? Like you're having the momentum to start. Like, oh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
It's tough. And you see Karlsson, you could see him in the box. He like kind of agrees with it. Like he could see, he was like,
He knows it too. He knows it.
And I'll be honest with you, a little bit of compensatory in my opinion. I thought the first call against Forster was a little but I mean, we played 5, but now we play 4 aside for the next minute 23 here, and then we'll have an abbreviated Flyers power play. Dan Muse, the head coach, first-year head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Kyle, is he a Jack Adams finalist in your opinion?
Finalist, yes.
Finalist, just the finalist, not a winner.
Oh yeah, he's not. He ain't winning it.
No, I think Lindy Ruff's got it.
Lindy Ruff's winning that thing. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's gonna make that's gonna make a lot of Devils fans really happy. But nonetheless, no, I'm actually happy for Lindy Ruff, especially because he was the coach the last time the Sabres made the playoffs. So if it was going to be anybody, it was going to be Lindy Ruff. But Dan Muse has done a fantastic job in Pittsburgh this year. Really, really great job.
My quick thoughts on Habs Lightning. It's going 7.
Oh, that series is going 7 without a doubt. I mean, game 1 was just unbelievable in so many ways. I love it. Was back and forth. Juraj Slafkovsky, he has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. He has arrived in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Also, Lane Hudson, he's so good. He just looks so calm, like on the back end there for Montreal, and it's crazy.
So it's funny, like you're talking about these young defensemen, right? Like I don't know if you saw like Parak when he played the other day against LA last week, the last game. And I'm like, this team better lose. These guys better lose. And then Parak goes and scores that goal, and I went, all right, that was pretty nasty. Like, I can't really be mad at that. Like, it was pretty good.
You got to take some positives, right? Like, I get it. Like, you want to give yourself the best chance in the lottery. I get it. But at the same time, you still want to try to enjoy some nice moments here. Kat says, I'm happy about the Islanders in 25-26. I mean, what can you say, Kyle, that hasn't already been said about Matthew Schaefer this year? An unbelievable rookie season. Without question, in my opinion, rookie of the year. Just an overall great human being, but a hell of a hockey player and a guy that the Islanders can absolutely build around. And, I think the future, there are still some question marks about the Islanders, but I still think that they are building a really, really bright future. Be interesting to see with Pete DeBoer when you get him for a full season. I don't blame him for not getting the Islanders in the playoffs, when he got hired, because, I mean, you're asking him to do a lot in a very short amount of time. But, I mean, the Islanders showed a lot of promise this season.
Yeah, I mean, tip their hat. I mean, I don't think they even thought they were going to be there, right? When it wasn't only just Schaefer, like they were just getting contributions all the way around. And I thought they could have. Well, it's the reason why they go out and get Braden Shen too, right? So you're going to get a full season of him next year, and I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. My problem is that
the Braden Shen and Andre Palat trades were very questionable, if you ask me. Very questionable.
My issue with the Islanders next season will be like, all right, well, now you got to compete with the rest of the East now, because it doesn't, like, some of these teams didn't make the playoffs. Like, you don't think Florida's coming back in after losing Barkov last year? All the injuries that they had, like, they're gonna like that's what I mean. I just think in terms of competition all the way around and what you see now in the playoffs, like, it'll be, I'm not saying they can't go on a run, like anybody can. You get in and it's anybody's game, but I just worry about the offensive firepower a little bit, and like, can you get goaltending at the right time? I have no question that they'll have a good defense. You can build up a good defense basically anywhere, and it doesn't take too long by drafting well with it. The problem eventually becomes like, how are you going to get goal scoring? And that's my biggest concern with that. But hey, I could be wrong.
Well, during the commercial break, looks like Rasmus Ristolainen got a penalty. So now it's 4-on-4. As that shot by Malkin just goes wide, it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 20 seconds. And then we'll have an abbreviated Penguins power play, as that's an offsides call against Forrester. Wow. But looks like it was pushing and shoving. They showed a replay. It was after Ristolainen took a shot. There was pushing and shoving. Malkin and Crosby and Ristolainen went at it, and then they called the penalty.
That's a soft penalty. That's
what do they call a slash? I don't even know exactly what they called on that one. That was a little. I didn't show see.
It here in a sec. Oh, they just called it on Risto. Yeah, they just called it on Ristolainen.
I would have given both guys a call on that one. If you're gonna call it like that, you gotta. I'd like to see 3-on-3 for the next what? Like that would have been great. I would have paid to see that in regulation 3-on-3.
I mean, that's a little bit of a phantom call in my books.
I agree. That's why I look at it. It's now an opportunity. Chinikov with a shot that gets blocked behind the net. And Trevor Zegras now picks it up for Philadelphia. As now the Penguins go to the power play. 1:10 to go on the power play here. As now the Flyers dump it in, and Stuart Skinner will go and play it and drop it off to Erik Karlsson. And Karlsson backs it up now to Rickard Rakell. Rakell drops it off to Malkin. Malkin over to Crosby as the Penguins enter the zone. Malkin tried to feed it in front and gets blocked by Sanheim. Flyers get to it and clear. So Penguins already on technically their second power play of the night. Flyers still have yet to go on the man advantage. We'll see if that changes as we progress here, as Crosby tried to get it to Karlsson and got broken up. Puck is loose. Sanheim, he can't get it out. Rust now takes it to Malkin. Crosby feeds the Karlsson with a shot, and that one's fought off by Vladar. Karlsson keeping it in for Pittsburgh. Puck in the right corner, and Travis Sanheim clears it with 20 seconds to go on the man advantage here, as Pittsburgh looking to try to get that first goal with 8 minutes to go in the opening frame. Rust drops it off to Malkin. Left side now to Anthony Mantha. As now the second unit comes on. Novak now to Letang. Letang left side to Novak. Novak waits. Wrist shot, and that one goes wide of the glove side of Vladar. Puck behind the net. Power play over for Pittsburgh. Feed in front there gets broken up, and now the Flyers will look to come the other way as Ristolainen. He'll flip it into the right corner of the Pittsburgh zone, where Gerard gets knocked down, and then, a big-time hit there by somebody on the Pittsburgh Penguins. A big-time hit behind the net, and that got the crowd going a little bit, as, again, the physicality picking up already here in this game number 2 between these Pennsylvania rivals. Now Michkov up the right side here, as now the Flyers try to come in. It gets broken up. And Pittsburgh looking to come the other way. Soderblom fighting off a Philly defender. What a great name, by the way. He had a Soderblom.
Soderblom. Yeah.
Yeah, Soderblom, yeah. And he had a really physical, I think he laid 3 of the biggest hits in that first game for Pittsburgh. He's a very big dude, a guy that can really, really irritate a lot of smaller forwards, as that shot from Achari goes wide. And that's going to be a penalty, as Achari gets hit with a high stick, and we have some pushing and shoving. And once again, Kyle, the Penguins, for the third time in this period, are going to go to the power play.
They're going to be shooting themselves in the foot, and if they continue to do this, and now Philly's going to get a chance, right? And also 2 stars they got there, even though what's kicked on what was that? Saturday?
That was shocking, to say the least. That was a shocking.
Man, people have been questioning Ottinger, man. I don't know. People have been questioning Ottinger for a while now.
So it looks like here it's going to be, trying to see who they're going to call here on this one. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Nick Seeler. He's going to go to the box. It's going to be a high sticking call, as Seeler got, Kyle, I'm going to be honest with you. On the replay, it didn't really look like his stick got him, more like his glove. But nonetheless, it's going to be another 2-minute power play for the Penguins here. Kind of an interesting call, to say the least. I
thought it was his stick initially. It looked like it.
Oh, and he is bleeding, by the way, and I guess they're only giving him 2.
It looked like, no, maybe you're right. It did. Maybe it was his glove.
Maybe it was the butt end of the stick, maybe.
Oh, yeah, out of the way, Travis. Start throwing your stick around. That's smart.
Rick Tocchet is losing it on the bench right now. It's the second time that he's already chatting it up with the refs. And I understand it. the frustration is certainly there, considering that the Flyers are already on the penalty kill yet again. And now we'll see what the Penguins can do on this one as they set it up here as Rickard Rakell. Top one with the Karlsson, but that one gets taken away. Flyers looking to come the other way. Short-handed, Sean Couturier gets around Malkin, wraps it around the boards in the Pittsburgh zone, and now Crosby will take it the other way. Crosby drops it off to Rust. Now gets it to Rakell. Now back to Rust. Feeds it to Crosby. Slap shot, and that one's saved by Dan Vladar. Now the Penguins keep it in. Karlsson over to Crosby, right side. Now over to the corner to Malkin. Back to Crosby. Crosby, back to Malkin in the right corner. Top of the point now to Crosby. Karlsson, now to Rust again on the left side. Brian Rust with it, left face-off dot. Feeds over to Rakell, tries to get a Malkin. That shot pumps up in the air, and it goes behind the net. And now Couturier is able to intercept it for Philadelphia, and he'll backhand it out of the zone with a minute to go on the power play.
That definitely wasn't a high sticking. But you know what? They called roughing.
Oh, they did call roughing. Okay, fine.
They called it roughing.
They called roughing. All right. I guess, okay, if that's what it's called, then fine. I could go with that. But if they called high sticking, I would have been like, well, that wasn't a stick. That was a glove. That was a punch to the face. An accidental punch to the face, I would say. As Anthony Mantha now, second power play unit on for Pittsburgh. Kindle drops it to Malkin. Right side out of Kindle. Now left side gets the Malkin. Drive by Letang. And that one just goes wide. As Kindle gets knocked down, fans want a penalty. The refs say play on. Mantha over now the right side to Malkin. Now to Letang, top of the point. Now to Malkin with a drive, and he shanks that one. Another opportunity for Mantha, fought off by Vladar, and the Flyers clear. And that should probably do it for this Penguins power play. So Kyle, 0 for 3 now is Pittsburgh on the power play in the early goings of this one.
Got to find a way to get one at least. Got to find a way here. Bruce Cassidy's firing wasn't, to me, surprising because Vegas sucked for the majority of the season until the last 8 games when they got Tortorella, and then for some reason they won 7 of 8. So
they were 7-0-1. So they got points in every game that John Tortorella coached, and then they got the game 1 victory. Come from behind, game number 1 win over the Utah Mammoth. Mammoth played a pretty good game, but that third period, man, they really just kind of imploded and
shot themselves in the foot.
They shot themselves in the foot way too many times, and ultimately Vegas was able to get the game 1 win. Not surprising, also that Carter Hart got the start. Aiden Hill, has dealt with injuries, and he's really kind of struggled even when he came back from injuries. We get an icing here against the Penguins here with 3:53 to go in the first, no score. But that's also a typical Vegas move, Kyle. Is it not? Like, at the end of the day, they want to win. And they don't care who you are, your relationship with the franchise. It does not matter. You will get fired. You will get traded. It doesn't shock me. Will Bruce Cassidy be behind an NHL bench next year? 100%. It would be crazy if he's not. The Patrick Wall one, I think someone asked about the Patrick Wall firing. I guess maybe a little bit surprising, but I think it was the fact that it sounded like they really wanted DeBoer for a while. It sounded like that Wall was kind of losing the locker room much sooner than ultimately when they fired him. And, look, I like Pete DeBoer. He's had a lot of success in this league, hasn't won a cup, but has taken multiple teams to the finals. So this guy does have a lot of experience, and he goes to a Flyer team that certainly is looking to take that next step, and we'll see how this offseason goes for them. Danelle, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I know it's been a long time. I couldn't tell you the last time we actually did at least I didn't. Our good buddy Jimmy did a lot of live watch-alongs throughout the year covering the Rangers. But I couldn't tell you the last time I did one, actually.
It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute.
Martone with a shot that gets blocked by Connor Clifton. Puck now behind the net in the Pittsburgh zone. Good hit by Konechny. As Dewar will dump it out of the zone. As it goes back, Ristolainen will be the first one to get there for Philadelphia. He's there, and Crosby almost got that into the slot, but nobody home. As now Konechny will flip it. And now Stuart Skinner will play the puck over to Soderblom. About 3 minutes to go in this first period. We get an icing here against Pittsburgh. Porter Martone, I had the wrong game-winning goal. Porter Martone actually had the game-winning goal in game number one. Travis Sanheim did score in that one. He got the one that made it 2-1. And what's crazy about Porter Martone, 25 goals, 25 assists for 50 points in 35 games for the Michigan State Spartans. He also had 10 points, Kyle, in 9 regular season games for the Flyers since coming up. I mean, this is a guy that looks to be a uber talented player in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, he's making an impact already, right? It's sometimes it doesn't happen, and when it does, you got to ride with it. So, only a few minutes left in the first, though, but we'll get to this question probably at intermission for our finals.
Yeah, we'll save that question for the intermission here as just showing a replay here. Nice little play by Ristolainen before to deny Anthony Mantha of a point-blank chance. One thing I've noticed so far, Kyle, especially from the Philadelphia side, doing a really good job of blocking shots, not really giving Pittsburgh a lot of grade A opportunities, having a lot of pucks end up getting shot wide or getting blocked and getting to the corner. And I think you're going to have to do that. And you're trying to play what people would call the perfect road game, right? You're not doing a whole lot of craziness. You're trying to just, deny, and then look to come the other way. And that's how Philadelphia won game number one. And it doesn't surprise me that that's how they're operating here so far in game number two.
Yeah. I think they're just they have a game plan and they're going to stick with it. Doesn't surprise me 100%. At all.
And Danelle did bring up a good point about first time ever that all 3 New York, New Jersey Metro teams did not make the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. It doesn't surprise me considering the fact that you look at the Rangers, they just had an awful season to say the least. For the Devils, incredibly disappointing, underperforming, a lot throughout the year, whether it was because of injuries or lack of roster construction or whatever. And then with the Islanders, again, look, the Islanders weren't even expected to make the playoffs this year. And the fact that they missed out by only a couple of points it sucks, but at the same time, again, nobody expected it. But it shows with, again, bringing in Pete DeBoer that they expect more. That's going to be the expectation going into next year. You look at the way Matthew Schaefer played. There's now much higher expectations. But I would say, and maybe this is going to sound biased, but I would say out of those 3 teams, the most likely team to probably get back to the playoffs next year, barring, just hopefully staying healthy, would be the Devils. Just looking at their overall roster and their ability.
Out of all 3 of them?
I would say out of all 3, yes, personally.
Okay. All right.
That's me. Again, maybe I'm being biased. Maybe I'm just being biased. So
that's okay.
And I could be wrong.
That's all right.
Listen, I could be totally wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. I really don't. I think the Rangers are the least likely of the 3, in my opinion.
Yes.
I would say that because they need to rebuild and not retool this time. I'm talking like full-fledged, like build through the draft and not spend, $10 million on somebody that is 35 years of age.
They were just doing a Dunkin' Donuts race on the Jumbotron, and
I literally just into it for that is so funny to me. I love that. I love that like these teams, have these things. We get a hand pass here against the Flyers with 2.5 minutes to go in this first period, and it's been 6 years, Kyle, since Sean Couturier won the Selke Trophy. It's been 6 years.
Holy crap! He's getting old then. Also, Talkett is still jarring at the refs here.
He's mad. He's big mad in this one. He's giving it to him, and I like it. Listen. I don't blame him for being that way. I get the frustration with some of the calls in this one, and I wonder to myself, and if there's any Pittsburgh fans that are watching, let us know. Is Dan Muse the kind of guy that like yells and really gets into the ref? Like he doesn't strike me as that kind of guy.
He strikes me as a guy you would ask for IT support.
Got that substitute teacher look, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, literally.
I think that some people were describing this season as like, well, yeah, Pittsburgh was able to get back in the playoffs because Dan Muse didn't have to he didn't do anything crazy, to reshape the roster. But it's like, I get it. But I mean, you got to give him some credit here for the job he's done.
Flack. Jesus Also, too, real quick,
Yeah.
weird about the Sean Couturier thing, by the way, like when you brought that up.
Yeah.
3 shots on goal each side, by the way, here so far. Like nothing's been happening offensively here.
To be fair, the Penguins have 19 shots. Like in general. What's up, Jimmy? Good to see you, man.
Finally, Jimmy's been picking up the slack. I know.
He's picked up so much slack for all of us.
It looks like Neil's ready to go this week.
If you guys check out the schedule, you'll find out very quickly.
He's ready to rumble.
Yeah. So I'll be back. I'll at least be back. Kyle is always welcome if he wants to join. I'll be back tomorrow night for game 2 between the Bruins and the Sabres because I have to get my hands on that series. I have to.
I know. I was thinking about it. I kind of want to watch that game tomorrow night. Like,
how can you not? How can you not want to? You look at the way.
I mean, like do it on here too. Yeah, I'm like, I really want to see that game now.
It's electric, and I wish that Rick Jeanneret was able to see this because I'm sure he would be over the moon proud of like this franchise for finally getting back.
And like, bro, I've been to that arena a couple of times already, and like, I don't think people understand. Like, it's not a big arena either, and the way it pops off, like, I can just imagine and envision myself there, and I'm like, yeah, like that'd be sick.
Yeah. Oh, for a playoff game, it'd be unbelievable.
That problem is there's nowhere to really party beforehand because it's like right smack downtown Buffalo. Like there's no.
It is right in downtown Buffalo. Yes, for sure. And that place is going to be rocking tomorrow night. 38 seconds to go in this period. That shot there from Sanheim is fought off by Stuart Skinner. Puck in the left corner here as the Flyers look for maybe one last chance before the end of this period. As they get at top of the point now. Is that backhanded by Martone? That's now behind the net where Clifton will backhand it over to CC. And that's intercepted there for a moment and just gets out of the zone with 15 seconds to go. Jamie Drysdale, who opened the scoring in game number 1 with the puck now, gets over to York. That goes off the stick of a Flyer, and that will be an icing call against the Flyers with 7.5 seconds to go in the first. So one last good opportunity here if the Penguins can get the faceoff win to maybe get a good shot on goal, and who knows, maybe surprise Dan Vladar and ultimately get the game's first goal. And they're showing some replays here, Kyle, of this first period, and it's been a physical period, to say the least. I mean, again, these two teams do not like each other. These two teams are big, physical kind of teams, and it really doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Is now Letang with a shot that goes wide of Vladar, and that will do it for the first period. So I would say more or less back and forth in that first 20 minutes. Both teams shots pretty much even. I think it was actually 4-3 Pittsburgh, or I think it ended up staying 3-3 in that one. But ultimately, low shooting. Penguins had 3 power plays in that period. Granted, 2 of them were abbreviated, but nonetheless could not score in any of them. And it's been a very physical game, as I've mentioned before. But Kyle, quickly, your thoughts after the first 20 minutes.
I mean, that's all it's been in this first period. It's just been a physical game. You haven't seen much off. I mean, you had 3 power play opportunities for Pittsburgh, and you can't capitalize. And frankly, like, I know one of them got cut short, but you only managed 3 shots on goal the entire period. You got to do better than that. I think if we're talking about who's winning periods here, I think Philly won that period.
Yeah, I honestly, the way that they played, talked about blocking shots, frustrating. Pittsburgh, especially when they had the man advantage, I absolutely would agree that Philly won that period. But yeah, overall, pretty, no scoring in that first period. And, I think it's going to be a low scoring series. I mean, there was only 5 goals in game number 1.
Oh, yeah.
It surprised me that neither team has found the back of the net yet. It's going to come down to a bounce, if I'm being very honest with you. It's going to come down to a bounce. Really quick, I just flipped over just to kind of see how Senators Hurricanes is going. We just saw an unbelievable play by Jacob Slavin, who cleared a puck that was literally trickling into the net, and he stopped it. It was a great save. So
yeah, I got that. No score 5 minutes in, and it's power play for Carolina.
Power play, minute 40 to go. on that one. So, but
Cool.
that's our first period here of this one. And you want to take a little quick break before we get back?
Yeah, you bet.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So we'll take a quick break, but we will be back in just a little bit to, again, recap really quickly the first period and talk about what else is going on in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Again, no score after the first period of Game 2 here between the Flyers and the Penguins. And welcome everyone here to our first intermission report of Game 2 of this first round matchup between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And if you're just joining us, you didn't really miss a whole lot. No score after the first 20 minutes of play. Neither team really with a lot of shots on goal. Decent amount of shots, but not a lot of shots on goal. One thing that was consistent, and I'll mention it again, was it was a very physical first period. Both teams throwing the body quite a lot in that one. So overall, it was a pretty even period, although we both agreed that the Flyers were probably the better of the two. And that's where we are. I flipped over just to kind of keep in the background of Carolina-Ottawa game number 2. Carolina did score on that power play. Logan Stankoven with his second of the playoffs, and Freddie Anderson just made another really good save as that puck was trickling in the net, but it's 1-0 Carolina in the first period. So already, Kyle, more action in that one than what we got in our first 20 minutes between the Flyers and Penguins.
I'm shocked Ottawa hasn't scored a goal at all. You know, like,
not for a lack of trying.
Right, but it's funny, like I feel like with Ottawa, they can still go home and win 2 games. I just got that ball, so they're about to go on the power play here because of Svechnikov. But I still feel like they can make this a series. I don't know. Like
I agree.
You don't obviously don't want it to be with what happened with Toronto last year, where you're down 0-3 and then you got to mount a comeback, right?
Right, of course.
But we'll see what happens. But anyway, we wanted to bring back Danelle's question from earlier because we never really actually talked about it either.
Oh, our finals picks. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, why don't you go first?
So I went the boring route, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I got Colorado beating Vegas in the West.
Okay.
And I've got Tampa beating Carolina in the East. So I got Tampa, Carolina, or Colorado in the final. I got Colorado winning it.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. I like that. So for me, I'm just bringing up my bracket because I blanked for like a hot minute on like what I was picking. Yeah, so I have Colorado beating Vegas in the West. In the West, and then I have Tampa Bay beating I also have Tampa Bay beating Carolina. yeah, and then I have Tampa Bay winning it all. Actually, I'm going to go with Tampa. Yeah, I think.
All right.
Look, first of all, I don't like that people said, "Oh, Vasilevsky sold last night." I don't think he sold. I mean, maybe that last goal. I will say this.
I don't think he ended like where the puck went. I don't think he envisioned it going low. I think he would have thought it would have got redirected there. And also, too, for people thinking he fucking sold, he's an NHL goalkeeper, for God's sakes.
He might win the Vezina. He's a Vezina.
He might win the Vezina.
He might win the Vezina.
Sold, but he's going to be better than you and I ever will be. That's so stupid.
Yeah, he has way
saying that.
I think it's just it comes down to this, right? Tampa's old and everybody's like over Tampa being good. And the Canadians are
the front lines of that.
And the Canadians are, young and exciting and everything. And I get it. But at the end of the day, that game could have gone either way. If Tampa had won game number 1, what would we have said about, Dobish, right, for Montreal? And I'm like, they both played very well. And Dobish, he did. It's not easy to go up against that. That Tampa power play is scary. That's what gets me. You start watching them move the puck, you get it to Gensel, then to Kucherov, and you just especially with Kucherov, because he could do about 20 different things and end up
Darren Radish, man.
Taylor Radish.
Darren Radish.
Darren Radish. I'm terrified, Kyle, of what that offseason contract's going to look like.
Cool story though. My dad grew up playing hockey with both Taylor and Darren Radish's dad on Friday night. Yeah, unfortunately he passed away a few years back. But from what I heard, he was nothing but nice. He's a great guy.
Wonderful. And I mean, look, he's you look at Darren Radish, he's had just an unbelievable year. I don't really know how this happened other than
if you want to see what a scary team looks like, go look at when Connor McDavid was on Erie. I think it was 2014, right? And at the time, those Radish brothers were like the next Sedins, I guess they were talking about.
Really?
They had both Radishes, Alex DeBrincat. I think Ryan and Dylan Strome or whatever were on. That team was deep. It was disgusting how good they were.
Did they ultimately win anything?
Oh, they lost to Guelph in the West.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we're in the we're also too in the we're in the and we're in the conference finals now too in the OHL, right? So Brantford played Sudbury. What was that in the first round, right? And I'm like, they might win a game, right? Because Sudbury was the 8th seed going in because Brantford I think is top 3 in the CHL this year.
Brantford, if I'm not mistaken, I thought they finished 2nd, if I had it correctly.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. They were really good.
Yeah, but Sudbury took them to overtime in 2 of the games. They got swept. So I'm like, they still got their ass kicked, but
but at least they didn't. It wasn't they got swept and they didn't show up and they were terrible. They could have maybe stolen 2 games and who knows what could have happened.
That Kale Malhotra kid though.
Malhotra, oh yes.
Greg, you want to talk about fast? He is dynamically fast.
Jeez, man, he can fly. Like you get him behind the net and you tell him to go. Like
he goes.
Yeah. Like I always say this whenever I say this all the time. Whenever I see McDavid behind the net, like ready to go, I'm like, oh, here we go. Like this isn't going to end well, and I'm going to hate it. Like I hate to bring this up again, but like in the gold medal game, like McDavid did have one of those moments in overtime, and I was like, oh crap, because I'm thinking like he's going to deke around, Jack Hughes. He's going to deke around like two other guys, go to the backhand, score, and I'm going to hate my life again because it's McDavid. But it's really like it really is like amazing to watch guys like that play. Just to start from behind your own net and go coast to coast and just, I mean, I don't know what that feels like as a player being able to do all that. I'm sure you're not thinking about it in the moment, but like, my goodness.
Did you see the guy who interviewed him like when they got back in Edmonton?
Yes.
He got raked.
Yeah. Yes.
He's like, so, Gretzky found its way to the cup and a gold medal. Why is it so hard for you? And he's like, wow, thanks, asshole. Like,
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will say this. The one thing that did make me laugh the most was when, I mean, they did it for both teams, but they were giving out that the stuffed animal like in the Olympics. Yeah. And like they gave it to, I think it was McKinnon, right? And he looked and he was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, it's this shit. And I'm like, well, if you got a kid,
thing.
if you got a kid, like that's fine.
Great. That's fantastic. Somebody else can have it.
No, that was fun. That was funny. Speaking of McKinnon, game one between Colorado and LA. I'm gonna say this off the bat. Thank God it's not LA versus Edmonton again. We literally were so close to it happening again. And I was gonna be like, you know what? Like, this is what, if we want to talk about why the playoff format needs to go, this format needs to go away. That's the number one.
That would have been the reason.
That would have been the reason. Nobody wanted to see that again. Nobody wanted
6 years in a row. Like, oh my God, it's a joke.
But
it won't change. It won't change.
I know.
Because Gary cares about the money, and he knows that the first round does well than all the other rounds, and he wants to see these type of matchups in the first round. He doesn't care about anybody else.
I think that's a crock. You know what? Personally, I think that's a crock because we're sitting here like we look at we got Dallas and Minnesota. First round though, so somebody's going to have to go in the first round.
The only time it'll change is the next time they bring it up in their NHLPA yearly meetings, because they've got to be pissed.
I would
be pissed. Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
Why am I sitting there working my ass off, working for 102 points, 104 points, both teams, just to play each other in the first round? It just doesn't make sense. So that's the only way I see it is that the players have to bring it up in the next PA meeting.
And I think there's a chance they will. I think there's a chance.
So. I think
we've heard a couple players mention about the format not being the best. And, if the players start talking about it and being like, playing the same teams over and over again, just to play them again in the first round, it's like, everybody wants something new, right? And that's the thing that we're looking at. Like, that's why it's been like exciting that like we have a bunch of teams that weren't in the playoffs last year that are in it this year, including Buffalo. It's like, cool. Like, Boston playing anybody new is great, right? Like, even Carolina, although this color combination between Carolina and Ottawa, like, is not, if you're a color person, you are not a fan of this of this matchup.
No, that's terrible.
I will say Ottawa's played better in this series than the Devils did last year against Carolina. So that
Ottawa played. I thought they played all right actually in game one.
They should have. They need to score. They need to score. And I want Brady Tkachuk to do well. I want him to do well.
And the problem is like when tough teams get off to a tough start in the series, it's because they can't score, right? And that was the problem again yesterday with Buffalo, and it just took one. They're going to go back on the power play here with 4 minutes to go because
Svechnikov again
can't stay out of the box.
Well, Svechnikov always is like in the box. Like that man cannot stay out of the box ever.
Yeah. So my hot take though, for talking about the playoffs real quick before we get back to the game. If you have a hot take too for this playoffs, I do. I don't trust Carolina. I don't trust them. Nobody trusts them. Yeah. And hot take, it wouldn't surprise me if the Sabres go to the final this year.
Oh my God.
It wouldn't shock me, man.
Yeah.
I think they're a better team than Carolina. I don't think that's crazy to say. I think Buffalo's a better team than Carolina.
It'll be fun. I mean,
I think they have better goaltending.
Buffalo has beaten Carolina in Carolina before this year. So, like, I know that they can do it. And you don't think Lindy Ruff learned his lesson from when he was coaching in New Jersey a couple of years ago against this Carolina team? And I'll tell you this. I'll add on to that take by saying this. If Carolina fails again, I think Rob Brindamore gets fired.
He's going to be a scapegoat.
Sure. And I think Bruce Cassidy would be the next head coach.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's not Brendamore's fault.
I'm not saying it. No. I'm saying, I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying is that, like,
that he could get
people would be shocked if he got fired. And my response would be, well, they would look for somebody to blame at that point.
General manager.
Look, he gives Tulsky a lot of credit, right? You think about it, he got Mikko Rantanen last year. Then he traded Rantanen and got Stankoven, and Stankoven's fitting a lot better. Then he signed Nikolai Ehlers. He brought in, he traded for Taylor Hall, and Taylor Hall's fitting very seamlessly. Like, he's done a lot of good moves, but that goaltending, though.
But also, what did he do with the deadline this year?
Nothing.
You can't
did nothing.
Look at this year's deadline and look at the friggin' division that you're in and go, we're not going to get a better opportunity than this.
No.
Right? Your demons are gone in Florida, right? Like,
I agree.
There's no excuses anymore.
There's no excuse.
To me, it falls on Tulsky.
Yeah.
Because he had to make a move.
100%. And the path could not be clearer for Carolina going into these playoffs, right? And should you beat Ottawa? Sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if Ottawa starts getting it going.
No.
I'll tell you this.
No.
You steal a game in Carolina, things get really interesting really quick. But enough about that, as our second period of game number 2 between the Flyers and Penguins is just underway here. Again, no score as we enter it here. Both teams had 3 shots on goal in that first period. Again, not a lot of action in terms of offensively. A lot of physicality, though. Penguins 0 for 3 on the power play. Flyers have yet to go to the power play. So we'll see if and when they get an opportunity. I'm sure with the amount of talking that Rick Tocchet gave to the refs, Kyle, that at some point they're going to give him a call. At some point.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, John Cooper was talking about it last night. He's like, well, a lot of the calls he called early in the playoffs, and then they kind of let him play halfway through, or vice versa, whatever would have been. And it's like, the refs are going to fucking call it when they want to each game.
They want to.
It's not like they're doing this on purpose,
Right.
Like, I refuse to believe that. They're calling it as they see it. Sometimes they're going to get called in the game, and sometimes they're not. Like, what do you expect?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it really kind of just comes down, like, I get it. Like, everybody, feels, a certain way about refereeing in all sports, whether it's the NHL, the NBA, particularly the NBA, and the NFL too. We definitely have a problem there. Baseball, I think, gets the least just because you also have ABS now, so it doesn't.
Now
really
you have
matter.
ABS. Now they can't.
Right. Can you imagine if we had something like that in hockey? Like, it would ruin the sport. It would actually ruin the sport.
It would ruin it. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how things progress here in this period, because already here we're 2 minutes in and both teams kind of struggling. But now Michkov with a shot, and that one's gloved by Stuart Skinner. As the shots, Kyle, they actually added some shots on goal and took away one for Pittsburgh. Shots now 6-2 Philadelphia.
And frankly, I mean, Philly's had better scoring chances, if we're being honest here.
I agree. Here's something interesting, Kyle. 8 out of the 10 goals that Sean Couturier scored in his career in the playoffs have been against Pittsburgh. So we talk about Sidney Crosby having, a career against Philadelphia. Couturier, when it's against Pittsburgh, it seems like he steps up big time. So I'm sure that's going to be a guy you're going to look for, as that shot is blocked aside by Stuart Skinner.
That is crazy, though, about
that's another thing. First 57 games of this regular season, Kyle, Couturier had just 5 goals. Last 21, he had 7. So he's certainly played better, but he is up there in age. I can't believe that he's an old man now. I remember him when he was a young player for Philadelphia, and now he's the freaking captain. That shot by Mantha gets blocked in front. Puck is loose. Girard now with it. Girard gets it back. Drive there also is blocked by Philadelphia. And Michkov will get it out of the zone. And that will go all the way down for an icing here. 17:27 remaining in this second period. Still no score. Kyle, I think this might end 1-0.
It's feeling that way.
I'm starting to feel like we go to overtime and it's 0-0. I'm starting to think that that's what's going to happen.
What is it, 6-2 shots on goal now?
It's 6-2 currently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so low.
I want to see how long it takes for both teams to get to 10. I want to see
as much as we were shitting on Carolina earlier, like they're gonna dummy either of these teams. Like it's not gonna matter.
Oh, 100%. Yes. Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
Without question. As Pittsburgh wins the faceoff here, Carlson over now to shot there as that's deflected wide by Dewar in front. As he's battling along with Sealer. Puck goes around to the other side to Witherspoon. Witherspoon right side now to Carlson. Carlson around the boards again, now behind the net. Good hit there from Ristolainen on Achari. Noah Cates trying to get there first for Philadelphia. It's taken away by Dewar. Dewar fighting along now with Noah Cates. Dewar still trying to get to that puck, and it comes out of the zone where Matvei Michkov will slowly dump it back into the Pittsburgh zone. And the Penguins will look to come right back in as both teams make a quick change. Back into the Flyers zone. That shot there, surprising Vladar, but it went wide as he was out of the net for a hot second. Is now Raquel over to Dewar. Dewar in the right corner here in the Philly zone, fighting along with Trevor Zegras. Zegras and Dewar still battling. Now Raquel gets it. He's knocked down from behind by Sealer. No call. As now Malkin gets it top of the point now with a shot by there. And that one is fought off by Vladar. So that was Connor Clifton on that shot. Sealer gets the puck. He'll try to flip it out, get it to Zegras, who backhands over the Ristolainen. Flyers coming the other way. Ristolainen, low shot is sticked aside by Skinner. Puck now behind the net in the Pittsburgh zone where Cody Ceci will play it. Ceci now it's intercepted. That shot there through traffic gets to Skinner and he makes the save. And then again, some pleasantries after the whistle is now shots 8-2 in favor of Philadelphia.
I hope you know, by the way, we're going live for the draft lottery.
100%.
That's happening.
Yeah, I know.
Like, yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, I don't remember. What day is that again? I already forgot.
May 5th.
May the 5th, day after my mom's birthday. So, fun fact. I expect, listen, my whole thing, that because I'm a pessimist and I'm like negative about it, I expect the Rangers to win the lottery.
That's my feeling too.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, granted.
Yep.
It's not like the Rangers are like in the 12th position and then they're going to magically go up to like 1 like they did in 2020. Like
I'm already like
you're already preparing for the worst.
I'm preparing because I know they had the Flames had the opportunity to lock down a top 5 pick and they wouldn't do it. And fine, you know what? That Perek goal was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. 2% difference is not going to make the difference in the world here.
Yep.
But they're going to drop outside the top 5. I've just accepted it at this point.
I guess we'll see what happens there. As that shot from Russ just goes high of the net there, as he had an opening on the glove side of Vladar, but couldn't get it on net. But yeah, we will definitely be live for the draft lottery. I wonder if I'll have a similar reaction like I did last year when we were live, and I was like, "Oh, the Islanders," because they were what 10th and moved up.
Yeah,
right.
10-1.
So,
yeah,
and I wasn't even mad about it. That was one of the few times where I was like, "Okay."
Remember when we watched it though last year, and it was the stupidest formats. Like they
it was terrible.
Exactly how it works. It's like, who cares?
It's gonna be like that this year. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Nobody liked it. No one liked it.
No, it's boring. It's boring. This is why, like I've said this before, like why it's so unfortunate that, we don't have NBC covering hockey anymore, because even the draft lottery, they made it exciting. They made it interesting.
NBC's got to find a way to get back to it, man.
It's going to get to a point in the next couple of years, Kyle, where I think that they're going to be like, especially with these last Olympics and how good the coverage was, it's like, I think
even look at what they were saying about the NBA last night. Like, the attendance was so bad in Detroit, and what did they say? Charles Barkley was like, "Thank God we got hockey."
Thank God we got hockey. And look, I love Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is a big hockey guy. He also knows his stuff. He's not He's not like he's just like, oh, I like hockey because it's interesting. Like he knows people, like he watches the game. Like he knows what we're talking about. That's why he's probably going to be on one of the panels for TNT at some point when this goes on.
I hope it doesn't happen though.
Why? Why you think it's annoying?
Well, it's like you got to give, you want to elevate the game. You got to bring in some fresh minds into the fold here. You can't just stick Charles Barkley in there and hope for the best.
True. Yeah.
Right? Like, what if you wanted to do that, Neil, and your job was taken by Charles Barkley?
Yeah, that's fair.
Right?
That's fair. I can't argue that. I can't. Yeah, no, that I guess like because I'm not in that position, like I can't argue it. So, but that's.
But that was your dream, and you wanted to be
right. For sure.
Oh, look,
Kyle, we have another penalty. We have another one, and this time it's against Pittsburgh. It's going to be too many men on the ice.
Oh, idiots!
So the Flyers, for the first time tonight, are going to go to the power play. We'll see it again here. They're showing it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's definitely
instead of being 4-on-4.
Yeah. This power play is going to last all of 10 seconds, and they're going to somehow give a penalty.
Literally.
They're not even going to give the Flyers a chance.
Nope.
This is what I was talking about, though, Kyle. I said, see, now they gave him a call. So now he can't complain. He can't say that they didn't give him a call.
True.
They gave him a call. And I forgot that Bonino is one of the assistant coaches for the Penguins now. I forgot about that. Just crazy because Letang, Crosby, and Malkin are still playing. So this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Bonino won 2 cups with Pittsburgh in 2016 and 2017. Igor Chinakhov will sit the 2 minutes for Pittsburgh. I can't believe they're rocking the all gold uniforms. I mean, they're not bad. I'm just like, wow.
Stupid. They're bad.
But here we go. As the Flyers get their first power play is Martone, now to Forster. Forster in the right corner, gets it now to Martone. Martone waits, fires, and that one is gloved and covered by Stuart Skinner. As Martone looking for his second goal already of these playoffs. Not even 20 years of age yet, Kyle. This man can't even drink yet. He can't even drink.
I was just watching him last year. He was playing for the Steelheads.
And he, you know what? He's proving that trend of guys leaving junior hockey to go play college hockey, which is really interesting. Which is
fine. I always said like junior hockey should be anywhere of the ages between like 15 and 18, and then if guys want to go play college, then go.
Sure, because
that's how I view it.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. As now the Flyers trying to keep it in as Drysdale with a good play there, now to Forster gets over Martone. Martone with a sharp angle shot that's fought off by Stuart Skinner. Puck now behind the net, comes down in front. Flyers can't get to it, and the Penguins are able to just get it out with 1:12 to go on this Flyers power play. Jamie Drysdale now to Zegras. Tried to get it back to Zegras. It's broken up, and then the Penguins clear it. Shots now 9-2 in favor of the Flyers. Still no score, with 13 and a half minutes to go in this second period of Game 2 between the Flyers and Penguins here in round 1. Is Owen Tippett now to Drysdale in the right corner. Drysdale looking for help as he's being boarded here by Letang and Cisse. As that one gets it, now Konechny in the right corner. Penguins get to it, and they'll clear it again. They'll just go back into the Flyer zone. Dvorak now up to Michkov. Michkov now at center ice. Gets around one defender, gets to the zone. Michkov left side. Michkov now behind the net. Michkov still with it now in the right corner. Gets it top of the point now, but Tippett couldn't keep it in, and it goes out. One last chance here for the Flyers if they hurry. Is Ristolainen now gets it up to Konechny. Now to Dvorak. Christian Dvorak waits, loses it, and it's taken away by Pittsburgh, and they will kill off this power play. So not really much going for Philadelphia on that first one, Kyle, and what remains scoreless. Flyers power play 2 for 21 against the Penguins, including the postseason. That's bad.
It's Connor. What's going on?
What's going on, Connor? Oh, Kyle's favorite friend. It's Connor.
How's it feel to know your team's total shit for the next 8 years?
Oh, here we go. It's already starting.
If we beat the brakes off them like 6-1, I mean, what do you really got going?
Right, exactly. That shot by Malkin is covered.
Sorry, Connor.
By Vladar, And Luke Glendenning and Malkin getting into it. That's a weird battle. Didn't expect that. Luke Glendenning,
very strange.
What a weird year for Luke Glendenning. He signed with the New Jersey Devils as a PTO, made the team out of camp, was on the team most of the year, didn't register a point, was put on waivers right before the trade deadline, was picked up by Philadelphia, and he's actually blended in very well as a fourth-line center. And also, as something just kind of funny, they like to call Luke Glendenning Porter Martone's father, father on the team because of just the age difference.
Jesus Christ.
So there you go.
That's funny. Nice.
Jared Brown mentioning it's 1-0 Hurricanes over the Senators after 1. Jared also asking, what's your thoughts on the Utah Mammoth this year? To me, it's just like Buffalo. It's just like Buffalo to me. It's like I'm all for Utah making a run. They probably won't, but they're a fun team. I love the logo. I love the Mammoth Zamboni that they debuted.
So crazy.
That was awesome.
So
that is crazy. I bet you that they do a Thanksgiving Mammoth gravy boat next year. I bet you they totally do.
Oh, that's I could see that with the tusk and everything too.
Oh, here we go. Connor's
God,
enough. Gentlemen. I
mean, you really want to know? We did 20 points better than you, so and it's going to be that way for a while.
And one did lose Quinn Hughes.
And you lost Quinn Hughes.
Also, let's Jim Rutherford is not afraid to just say exactly what he's on.
Hey, Neil, that Uyghur trade's looking pretty good right now.
That Uyghur trade is looking very good. It's looking very good. I just want to say Jim Rutherford literally saying we could have waited till the offseason and traded him to the Devils for a first pick. That was so funny to me.
I know.
I was like, okay, so yeah, literally, that's what
we're not doing this.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was still a pretty good haul. It'll be interesting to see what the rest of it comes down, but it's gonna be hard to replace a guy like Quinn Hughes for sure.
Yeah, it's fun to take prospects from Vancouver too. Not they Gridden and Bruce Savage. It's fun.
There you go.
It's fun to take.
Back to our game. Anyway, this series so far, Kyle. This series so far has been tied 81% of the playing time. So again, that just proves you how close these two teams are. As that shot there is stopped on a sharp angle shot from Crosby. Net comes off its mooring, so we'll get a whistle with 11:50 to go. But it really comes down to who's going to get that first goal and when. When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? It's hard to find goals against these two teams.
I guess we can still do this. We never really had predictions for the game. We didn't even have predictions.
Oh, we never even did that. Wow, we are so off our.
I had Pittsburgh go at the beginning. I think.
I was going to go with Pittsburgh winning this game 2-1. I could still happen, but I'm feeling less confident that 3 goals is coming in this game.
I had 3-1.
Empty net goal or just 3-1?
I had empty netter. I thought.
Okay, well, look again. A lot of hockey left to go in this one, but the way it's been going, it's if we get one, I'll be surprised.
You bet.
And it'll be something weird.
You miss Rasmus Harrison? No, he had to go. It was his time. Plus, that deal's looking pretty good too, Neil.
I just want to see back of foot. What the heck? Okay, whatever. Yeah, Rasmus Anderson. He didn't look all that good in game 1, by the way, for Vegas. I mean,
nope.
He hasn't looked that good since going to Vegas. Yeah, that's true. Well, I forgot they're playing against one another. Oh, I didn't
realize that until last night.
I blanked.
Shit, they're playing against each other.
Right. So that handshake line's going to be interesting. They're like, hey, not in Calgary anymore. This isn't Calgary.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Shot attempts, Kyle. 26-16 in favor of Pittsburgh. Yet shots on goal are 9-5 Philadelphia. So that tells
you. Can someone hit the net?
I don't think anybody can hit the net. It's Chinikov with a shot. That one hit the net, but it's saved as it goes right into the breadbasket of Vladar. But at least it's a shot on goal. We'll give him that. We will give
Let's
him
look on the
that.
screen. Player 1 face-off against player.
Is this this is Yahoo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say though, Yahoo does have my favorite score bug, like to just use. Like I like using it.
Oh, maybe they updated it. Damn it.
Oh, did they update it? Now it sucks. Darn it. All right, whatever.
Player 1 face off against
player 1 scores. Team 2 wins.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. That's how it's going to go down for the rest of this one, ladies and gentlemen. Face off to the left here of Dan Vladar in the Flyer zone. 11:09 to go in the second period. Still no score here. Ozone time, 6:53 for Pittsburgh, 4:29 so far for Philadelphia. Dewar with a slow shot that got to Vladar, but he makes the pad save. Puck down the left corner here as Pittsburgh tries to control it. Girard now over the right side to Letang. Now to Malkin. Back to Letang, left side to Girard. Girard with a wrist shot through traffic, and that one gets blocked to the left corner. As now Sealer fighting along here. Pittsburgh keeps it in. Girard now over to Letang. Letang back to Girard, top of the point, but he couldn't keep it in, and he has to go back on a delayed offsides. Samuel Girard makes the feed now over to Dewar. As now the Penguins look to come back into the zone with a little bit of speed. As Dewar gets around one defender, but that's taken away by Drysdale. He'll flip it out.
Says Drysdale block shot. There you go.
Drysdale block shot. There you go. I'm watching.
It works.
It does work. He's not player 1. He is not player 1. He's not defenseman 1 either. Player. Goal. Exactly. As now here comes Pittsburgh again. Dewar with speed. Dewar with a shot, and that one gets blocked, but it came out in front. Couldn't get a stick on it, was Pittsburgh. And now Tyson Forster comes the other way for Philadelphia. He'll flip it and try to get around Soderblom. Excuse me, that's Witherspoon. Oh, and a big-time hit there by Owen Tippett on Lizotte there. That was a big
one. Wait. It's doing it again. Player 1 face-off.
It's doing player 1. I'm done. It's Dewar with a shot. That one just goes wide of Vladar's crease. And now Sealer controls it for Philadelphia. He'll flip it out. And it goes all the way back down for an icing here against the Flyers with 9.5 to go in this second period. And now Witherspoon and Zegras with some pushing and shoving. Do you guys think my Bruins have a chance? Yes, I think they do.
I say Buffalo in 6, but it's
I was going to say Buffalo in 7, but yes.
Canes, Dallas in the final for Connor.
Lame.
That's a boring pick too.
That's so boring.
We had boring picks though too. Like
that's true. Nobody. You know what I would like? You know what? Like if I were to pick like a bracket and be like, this is my dream final: Buffalo against Utah.
I was just thinking that.
I would watch. I would be amazing.
The city of Buffalo would be burned down and still look like the city of Buffalo afterwards.
It's already an industrial city, already burned down, and it's gonna. And it's snowing, by the way, in Buffalo. What a shock. You know, it's mid to late April and it's snowing. Why not?
Yeah, we have 3 feet of snow still.
Oh, fair enough. I just have cold weather again. 45 degrees. I know that's not really that bad, but like it's
although it's gonna be double digits this week, so that's exciting.
All right, there we go. Maybe the freeze will end very soon. That we can only hope, as now Pittsburgh has it in the zone. Carlson now, Chinikov with a shot that gets blocked. Zegras looking to try to get around Chinikov, but a good play there by 59 in gold, as he'll play it back now. And now the Penguins look to reset again. It's around one defender. Left side now over to Crosby. Crosby loses the puck to Noah Cates, and Ristolainen will control it for Philadelphia. Sanheim with a stretch feed now. Now one's intercepted by Pittsburgh, and now they'll come back the other way. Philadelphia into the zone. Goes into the right corner. Pass it around, but now here comes Lindell the other way. Why boring? Well, it's
they are good. That's the thing. Like
right, exactly. Is now Letang with a shot, and that one's fought off by Vladar. And that puck bounces awkwardly, but gets over now to Noah Cates, who gets elbowed a bit by Mantha. Flyers wanted the penalty on that one. They're not going to get it. And now the Penguins come back in. Chris Letang waits, takes a wrist shot that goes wide of Vladar. Pittsburgh keeping it in. Lindell with a shot, and that one also just goes wide of Vladar on the left side. Pittsburgh keeping it in here. Lindell now over to Mantha. Mantha with it. Waits. Mantha with a wrist shot. That one stopped. Puck is loose in the crease, but Vladar gets to it, and we'll get a whistle with 7:47 to go in the second period. Penguins, probably with the best chance of this second period, still cannot find the back of the net, and I really don't know when that first goal's coming, Kyle. I could not tell you.
Yeah, imagine 99 revisited if they make a rule change without telling anyone. Oh yeah, good point.
That's a good
point.
Could
you imagine if Dallas faced Buffalo in the final?
Oh God!
I didn't even think about that.
And Dallas wears those old throwbacks that they were wearing in Game 1. Oh my God!
Okay, so what would be worse for
no
Buffalo?
goal?
I don't know. No. What would be worse, Dallas or seeing Eichel in Vegas if they get to the final this year?
I think Eichel in Vegas, personally.
I don't know. I actually think
because think about also like Peyton Krebs, against
Krebs,
Vegas.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This is true. Oh, we're not going to get it though, unfortunately.
That's great. That'd be crazy though. Can you imagine?
I don't know about Dallas. After Game 1, I'm a little skeptical of how far they can go.
Well, don't forget they also got ransacked in Game 1 last year.
Yeah, that's true.
They got blown out of the water in Game 1, and they came back and won the series. So give them a bit of wiggle room.
Did we not do that game? Game 1?
Yeah, we did. Game 1.
Did.
Yeah, we did that one. Yeah, we did with Bailey, I think.
Yeah, and we were bored after what?
Because it was a blowout.
It was over. It was over in the first period.
Yeah,
that was fun. And that was like a 10. And for you and I, we live on the East Coast. What was that? A 10 p.m. start time?
Oh, I think that was like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was awful.
Stupid like that.
And it's a blowout, so you're like, well, we got nothing. It's like I'm tired. Yeah. How far do you guys think the Avs make it? I personally, we both have them in the finals. So
yeah. That says it all right there. That says it all.
Oh yeah, I forgot the NFL draft is also in Pittsburgh. Thank God they're leaving the city for the next couple of days after today.
Yeah, I don't care. We're world champs.
Yeah, Kyle. In case people forgot, in case people don't know, Kyle is a Seahawks fan. He's not a bandwagon, people. He's been a Seahawks fan. This is not. He doesn't really care what happens at this point. Are you even mad that Walker left in free agency?
Nope.
You're not even mad about that?
Wouldn't have paid that. Never.
Fair enough.
Never.
Fair enough. Clifton's shot goes high and wide. Oh, the shots are almost even. 9-8 now in favor of Philadelphia. No shots for the Flyers in the last 6 minutes.
Yes. See, yeah. Oh, yeah. Even Vegas in the final. That's true.
Oh, no. Mitch Marner's a Stanley Cup champion. No, dude. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think Steve Dangle at that point would just give up.
You think?
Well, he saw Phil Kessel win what, back-to-back?
Ooh, oh, yeah, that's right.
Now he sees Mitch Marner win a cup? I don't even know at that point. I don't know. I don't know what I would feel at that point. As now puck's in the right corner here in the Pittsburgh zone. As now Jamie Drysdale fakes the slap shot, comes up the right side. Drysdale feeds it in front, but couldn't get it to Glendening. Flyers keeping it in though. Sanheim now to Couturier behind the net. Couturier fighting along with Malkin. Couturier still with it. Gets it top of the point to the right side to Drysdale. Now a drive from Martone, but he couldn't get all of it there. Flyers keep it in now. Konechny getting around Dewar. Konechny now. Tried to drop it off to Sanheim, but it goes out of the zone. Flyers will have to regroup here. 6.5 to go in the second period. Still no score in this one. But now an opportunity in the left side. As now Martone gets to him. Martone now over to Cates. Waits, looks, feeds in front to Konechny. Shot, enough. Rebound, try. Score! It's Martone with his second goal of these playoffs as the rookie gives the Flyers the 1-0 lead with 6:21 to go in the second period. A weird bounce in front, but Martone gets to the backhand and he buries it into the empty net to give the Flyers the lead.
This Martone kid, man.
Order Martone with his, again, second goal of the playoffs. The 19-year-old continuing to make his presence felt in the early stages of his NHL career.
Jesus. 19-year-old, and he's got 2 goals in the playoffs already, 2 games in. That's crazy.
Yeah, again, it's unbelievable. Second player in Flyers franchise history with 1 goal in each of his first 2 career playoff games. Wow. Todd Bergeron 1985 was the first.
All right.
So I have
our shutout tonight.
also the Flyers have won 9 straight, including the regular season, when scoring first, Kyle. So that tells you how important it is for Philadelphia to get the first goal, and they do on the 10th shot. We finally got somebody to 10 shots on goal, and it was Porter Martone that gets it. Flyers coming back in looking for more. Owen Tippett, that one redirected, and Stuart Skinner makes the save. That was an awkward one. Now here come the Penguins. Crosby drops it off to Carlson, and that one goes wide of the glove of Vladar, and it goes all the way back out where Witherspoon will control for Pittsburgh. It's now Mantha with the puck, and he'll drop it off to Witherspoon on the left side. Witherspoon loses the puck, and Owen Tippett will dump it back into the Pittsburgh zone. 5.5 to go in this second period. Flyers just found the back of the net to grab the lead a minute ago on Porter Martone's second goal of the playoffs. The rookie 19-year-old on fire to start his NHL career in the postseason. Pittsburgh now with it. Shot there by Soderblom is saved by Vladar. Pittsburgh keeping it in. Gerard, right side now to Letang. Now to Mantha. Mantha right side. Mantha now behind the net. Mantha looking for help. Now over the left side. Still with it. He backhands it, but that's blocked away by Philadelphia. Pittsburgh keeping it in. Gerard now to Letang. Now to Soderblom. Soderblom trying to get around Noah Cates. One-handed shot there goes wide of Malone off the shot from Soderblom. Kindle trying to keep it in for Pittsburgh. He does for a moment, and now a stretch pass here, an opportunity shot, but that one is stopped and covered by Skinner off the shot from Michkov. 4:36 to go in the second period. Flyers with the 1-0 lead thanks to Porter Martone from Ontario, his second goal of the playoffs already.
Okay, Peterborough, Ontario, not just Ontario.
All right, I forgot where in Ontario. I'm sorry.
That's just yanking your chain.
Did he play for the Petes?
No, he played for the Mississauga Steelheads.
I forget that there's a draft in the 08 in the juniors, so I was like, you just played for your local team. No?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Connor McDavid played in freaking Erie, so. Yeah.
And look how that worked for him. And he never sniffed the Memorial Cup. He didn't even get to the tournament. He never got to the Memorial Cup.
He hasn't won a cup yet, so.
Yeah, but he won 4 Nations. You got to give him.
And he's been cool.
Well,
nice.
Okay, at the time when
nice.
They were sticking around with the friggin' World Cup and the Olympics, like they had to do something.
That's true. Hey, Calgary is going to be one of the host cities for the World Cup of Hockey in 2028.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to showcase the new arena, too, at the time. So
that's going to be what, year 1, right? Or year 2?
What's that, 2028? Yeah, it'll be year 1. Year 1 of the new arena.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Saddledome next year one night. I'm going to literally, day of, I'm going to fly out, watch the game. Yeah. Wilson first. I want to talk to Connor. I'm going to go cheer for them. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Connor, I don't know if you realize, but you're talking about Philadelphia sports fans. They want people fired.
That's also true.
Within 5 minutes of being there.
Like,
I mean, look, AJ Brown is most likely getting traded like in June, and most likely to New England. And everybody, every Eagles fan I know wants him traded. So like, I don't really know, like, dude, people wanted Doug Peterson fired like the year after they won the Super Bowl.
It's Philly sports fans for you. They're ruthless.
There you go. Yep. And that includes their hockey team. It's not like the Flyers are the exception to this rule, as Drysdale with a shot that just goes wide of Skinner. And now Pittsburgh looks to come the other way. Porter Martone, 6'3". I thought he was taller than that. He looks taller. Maybe it's on skates.
That is tall. 6'3". That is tall.
No, I know. I'm not saying he's not tall. I'm saying I thought he was taller than 6'3". Oh. I thought he was 6'5". He might be 6'5" on skates. That's probably what it is. And it looks like we have another penalty here, and I think it's going to be against the Flyers. Yes, it's Luke Glendening that's going to go to the sin bin for Philadelphia. Dewar draws the penalty with 4:12 to go in this second period. So, Kyle, 4th power play coming up for the Penguins They are 0-3 so far. It's a 2-minute boarding call against Luke Glendening. It was that was.
Yeah. Here's my thing, though. Like, every time when playoffs come around, everybody heightens up power play, right? They got to score here. And when they don't, they, like, shit on it. And it's like,
right.
well, you're not going to score every power play, fine. But you have to get the percentage up to where it was during the regular season, or at least, like, half of that, right?
Yeah,
because it's a shortened schedule, technically. So, with your fourth power play of the game here, now it feels like there's more pressure to score here.
100% is now shut off the face-off there by Malkin. Gets deflected out of play. As the Penguins were 7 for 18 on the power play against the Flyers in the regular season, 0 for 5 so far in these playoffs. So again, something that, the Penguins have had their opportunities. Again, they've already had 3 power plays tonight, with this being the 4th. They still haven't scored. They have to find a way to get one here to try to tie this up. Philly wins the face-off, and Sanheim dumps it out. And now Pittsburgh will have to go back with 1:48 to go in this power play for Pittsburgh. Both teams 0 for 9 combined on the power play. So we've still yet to see our first power play goal of this series. As now Brian Rust controls in the left corner for Pittsburgh. Sanheim intercepts, can't get it out as Carlson controls it. Now to Malkin on the right side. Malkin now top of the point, right side to Carlson. Carlson gets it back to Malkin. Malkin with it now. Malkin with a couple of moves, tries to feed over to Carlson, can't get it to him, and the Flyers are able to backhand it out. Might be a breakaway chance, but just out of the reach of Sean Couturier, but he's still all alone behind the net. Couturier killing some time, feeds it over there, gets it shot by Cates, and that one is patted away by Stuart Skinner. And now the Penguins look to come the other way. Rust gets it over to Malkin, but lost control, and Cates clears it again. Oh, that could have been very dangerous if Couturier had an opportunity shorthanded. 12 shorthanded goals given up this year by Pittsburgh, Kyle. That is the second most in the league behind the Avalanche. So something that the Penguins have struggled with mightily is not giving up shorthanded goals. As that shot gets blocked, Letang with a drive. That one's fought up by Vladar, and the Flyers clear.
Running out of time already, boys. Jeez Louise.
24 seconds to go on the power plays. The Penguins come back in. Letang around the boards off the side of the net there. Ristolainen gets it. He'll clear it out. And now the Flyers may have an opportunity, but Skinner gets there first and backhands it away. Tippett almost intercepted it there. Tippett gets around a defender. Opportunity here. Tippett feeding a foot. Score! Garnet Hathaway on a beautiful feed from Owen Tippett just as the penalty. No, it is a shorthanded goal. It's a shorthanded goal for the Flyers, and it's 2-0 Philadelphia with 2:17 to go in the second. What a play by Owen Tippett. A couple of moves around a defender, and he makes a beautiful saucer feed to Hathaway, who just taps it into the open net. And the Flyers have doubled the lead, Kyle.
This better be the best third period of your life coming up, because this has been pathetic. It's been pathetic.
Now,
this game has been like you got to come out as the desperate team, and this is what you're doing.
It's not good.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Garnet Hathaway's 4th career playoff goal, as that one is gloved down by Vladar. 4th career playoff goal for Garnet Hathaway, not Anne Hathaway, Garnet Hathaway. As that was so
but
bad.
Even then, like, it's not even like, okay, you sit here and it's 2 goals on 14 shots, but it's not even Skinner's fault.
Nope. And also,
right?
Kyle, not only now are the Penguins 0 for 4 in the power play, they still don't have a shot on goal on any power play. So, and
4 power plays, and you haven't had a shot on goal.
And you were the second worst team in the league at giving up shorthanded goals, and you just gave up a shorthanded goal. I mean, that's
amazing how in the regular season you're a top 10 team in power play and penalty kill percentage, and the Flyers were dead last in both fields, basically. And that's clearly not showing here. It's vice versa.
It is vice versa. And I just look at this play. They're showing the replay here of the second goal. Skinner's clearance wasn't all that good. But again, you had three guys, if you're Pittsburgh, who were trying to get the puck away from Owen Tippett, and they collided with one another. And it led to Tippett getting that play. Owen Tippett, I don't know what this means. 61 speed burst of 22 miles per hour, second most behind Connor McDavid. I have no idea what that meant, other than I guess he's fast.
100%.
That's the best I could give. Owen Tippett, he's been with the Flyers for a while now after that trade. He came over from Florida in the, I'm going to blank here, the Claude trade, right?
Yeah, the Giroux.
Yeah. And it's worked out very well. Michkov's shot gets blocked by Girard here. Minute 15 to go in the second period. Flyers with 2 goals in this one. 2 or fewer goals allowed by the Flyers in 7 of their last 8 games, Kyle. Their defense has been rock solid down the stretch. Big reason why they got into the playoffs in the first place and why they're in the position right now.
Yeah, this is bad. You got 1 period to show up.
Yep.
That's not. I mean, if Buffalo did it last night, but then again, that's the type of offense you need.
Sure.
And you're not even getting it,
No, it's
so
right now
kind of a comeback. Is what I meant to say.
You're going to have to in this third period coming up. 30 seconds to go in the second here. Show Erik Karlsson 11 goals since the Olympic break, most among NHL defensemen. There's now an opportunity here. Here they come with a shot, and that one's deflected up and out of play off the shot there. That was a great opportunity there for Pittsburgh off the shot from Ryan Shea, but it did not get on net.
In Wells Fargo, that's understandable. But in your own arena, then you're not a Pens fan if you're doing that.
You're not a Pens fan if you're booing Sidney Crosby in
you're fake.
Pittsburgh. You're just annoying.
Yeah.
You're just annoying. So
who just wants to watch the world burn?
Some people are like that. Some people, unfortunately, like that. 20.7 to go in this second period. Face off to the right of Dan Vladar here in the Flyers zone. 2-0 Flyers. Porter Martone with an even strength goal to give the Flyers the lead. And then not that long ago, Garnet Hathaway scoring shorthanded to double the lead. Carolina
it's bad when urinating trees posted about the Pens being like, can we scratch Chris Letang already?
UT, fun fact, UT is actually live streaming this game as well. So I'm sure he's having a great time. I'm sure he's having a lovely time as Konechny is slow to get up. Oh, Konechny is not okay. He is hunched over as he's skating to the bench, holding his nose. Not sure what happened, but I think Malkin's going to get a penalty here. He is. Kenny Malkin's going to go to the box while Konechny is slowly making his way to the Flyer bench. Let's see it again here on the replay. Oh, Malkin got hit. No, excuse me. Konechny got hit hard by Malkin's stick. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm wrong. That's not Malkin's stick. That was Ristolainen. Oh, that's a bad.
His own player's stick. Oh.
Ristolainen accidentally hit him in the face. I don't think this is a penalty. They're going to look at it. Yeah, they're going to look at this. I think this was Ristolainen's stick. This shouldn't be a penalty. This is just an unfortunate situation for Travis Konechny. Actually, Kyle, I got to be honest with you. It's hard to tell. It looks like Malkin's stick did actually hit him.
I think they're going to give him 4.
Well, if he's bleeding, then yeah, you give him 4.
I think they're going to give him 4.
I don't think he was bleeding though. He was just. It's hard. I didn't see any blood, but I could be wrong.
I think he was bleeding.
Well, he was slow to get up. He did on his own get to the bench, but he was hunched over. I'm sure that stings. It's hard wood that's hitting you right in the face.
You know what? Yeah, they're going to give him 4. They're going to give him a
This is a big, I have to be honest, this is a big moment in the game because the Flyers could potentially go on a 4-minute power play.
Yeah.
Already up 2-0. Yeah. And really they could put this one away, Kyle. This could be the moment that puts this game away.
You need one. You need one here, and that's basically it. Not that it isn't. There's still time, but you can really get some insurance here. But
you also think about the way that the Flyers have played in this game. the Penguins just can't solve them right now. They just haven't had any.
I'm not even convinced it's the Flyers playing good. They are sorry. Okay, let me reiterate. Like, they are playing good, but it's more or less I find that Pittsburgh's just playing piss poor. It's more of it says more about Pittsburgh than it does Philly.
They did give Malkin a 4. No, they didn't give him a 4. They gave him a 2. Excuse me. They originally said 4 on the screen, but they gave him 2 minutes because I guess there was no blood. Again, that's what I'm going for. So so the Flyers will get just their second power play of the night. It's Malkin to the box for high sticking. And we'll see if the Flyers can do anything here in these last 14 seconds. I mean, Kyle, if they score on this power play before the end of the period, I mean, that's going to be
2-0 Carolina, by the way.
Yeah, I just got notifications as well. So Hurricanes up 2-0. They've looks like things are going the way that it was kind of expected. Still no goals for Ottawa, but Flyers win the faceoff here. Martone right side. Martone with a shot. That one's fought off by Skinner. Pittsburgh, can they get it out? They cannot. 3 seconds to go in the period. Couturier waits. Wrist shot. That one is stopped and covered by Stuart Skinner with 1.7 to go. So 2 good chances right away, Kyle, at the end of this period on the power play for Philadelphia as they looked to try to triple the lead. Face-off here will be to the left of Stuart Skinner with about a second and a half to go. Don't know if they have enough time to get a shot on goal, but they'll have about 1:45, the Flyers will, of power play time to begin the third period. Dan Muse has got to find a way to get his team going here. And like Kyle said, it better be the third period of their lives. Face-off one here. Martone with a shot, and that one got to Skinner, but it didn't get past him. He makes the save, and that'll do it for the second period of play. Porter Martone with his second goal of the playoffs, the 19-year-old rookie getting it going. And then moments after that, Garnett Hathaway off a beautiful individual play from Owen Tippett scores shorthanded to give the Flyers the 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. Kyle, your thoughts?
I mean, it says more about Pittsburgh, I think, than it does Philly. I mean, when you have 4 power play opportunities and you're getting like 8 shots on net in total, like, you can't bury one for all of a reason. And then Philly, I mean, goes the other way and gets one shorthanded there, like with Garnett Hathaway of all people. So to me, this just speaks more about Pittsburgh being absolute piss poor and Philly just take advantage of bad opportunities.
For sure. And we'll talk a lot about that more and everything else that's going on, including, again, talking about what's going on between the Sens and the Hurricanes and also looking ahead to some of the other games coming up. But again, 2-0 Philadelphia over Pittsburgh here after 40 minutes of play. And we'll see what these teams have in store for us in the final 20 minutes. But we'll be right back after taking another quick break. Well,
I'm going to dip, so.
Oh, yes. My apologies. Right. I forgot. My apologies. Yeah, so Kyle's going to be done for the night. I will take over for the rest of the way, these final 20 minutes. But Kyle, thank you so much for tonight. I'm going to have to bring up my own
just go to Yahoo.
Scoreboard. I'll just go to Yahoo and bring it up. But I will be back in a little bit after this commercial break. And Kyle, thank you so much, as always, man, for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it, man.
No worries. Yeah, I'll probably pop on tomorrow at some point for the Buffalo game. But you got a couple this week, so I'll be sure to pop on the rest. I'll probably see you tomorrow.
Sounds good, man. Well, you have a good night, and we will be right back after this commercial break.
Bye, guys. See you next.
And welcome back, everybody, here to our second intermission report of our game number 2 of this Eastern Conference first round matchup between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And after 40 minutes of play, we finally got some goals, both coming from the Philadelphia Flyers. First one came from Porter Martone, and he had a backhand shot with it's a weird play, kind of the puck bounced right to him, but he was able to find the open net there and score. And then little bit later, a couple minutes later, shorthanded, great play by Owen Tippett led to him making a great feed to Garnet Hathaway, who found the back of the net to score shorthanded, and that doubled the lead. Flyers will begin the third period with a minute 45 of power play time, their second power play of the night. Neither team has still yet to find the back of the net when it comes to the power play. So that's something both teams are struggling with. And again, as I was talking about with Kyle before he left for the night, we were talking in the second period, the Penguins are the second worst team in the league when it comes to giving up shorthanded goals. They gave up 12 during the regular season. The only team worse than them was, strangely enough, the Colorado Avalanche, who gave up 13. And the Penguins, unfortunately, gave one up here. So now, as Kyle mentioned, it better be the period of their lives if you're Pittsburgh, because if not, you're going to be staring at a 2-0 deficit heading to the city of brotherly love, which will not show any brotherly love to that Pittsburgh team. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how the Penguins come out. If you're the Philadelphia Flyers, you've played pretty much, again, the perfect road game. You've blocked a lot of shots. You haven't given the Pittsburgh a lot of opportunities to really find the good openings and putting the puck on net. A lot of shots are going wide and again getting blocked, and you're just getting opportunity. When you get your opportunities, you're making the most of them. So that is really, really, really big. So yeah, again, we'll see how it goes. Thanks again to Kyle for hanging out with us through the first 40 minutes. He had to go, but I will be still with you guys for the final 20 minutes. Maybe more than that. We'll see. Again, Pittsburgh has a lot of work to do to get back in this one. I flipped over to, just on the screen here, just flipping over to, again, Hurricanes against the Senators. It's now 2-1. I know that Jared Donnell said it was 2-0, and then Jared right after that said it was 2-1 Hurricanes. So it is, yes, indeed, 2-1 Hurricanes with 7:07 to go in the second period. So potentially the third period of our game will actually start before the end of this second period. But we'll see. But Senators finally found the back of the net. They finally scored. Now they're only one goal away from tying. And if it gets to 2-1 early in that third period for Pittsburgh, if it gets to 2-1, things could change. Things could absolutely change. Also, not surprisingly, Matthew Tkachuk is in the stands with his father, Keith Tkachuk, watching this game. It must be different for Matthew, right? Because Brady did a lot of that sitting with his dad, watching him play in the playoffs. Now it's different. Matthew Tkachuk, obviously with the Florida Panthers, their reign of back-to-back Stanley Cups is going to come to an end this year. That's how it's going to go. So it's a little bit different, but I'm sure for Matthew, I'm sure he's just as happy and excited. Why is he wearing an Ole Miss Rebels shirt? I wonder why. I don't know what I don't really know what the connection is there. Blake scoring for the Senators in that one. I'm just going to double check who else scored for. We'll give you the full breakdown, and then what we're going to do is we're going to quickly look ahead to some of the other games happening tonight. Give you guys some breakdowns. So Logan Stankoven, as I mentioned earlier, scored the first goal of this game for the Carolina Hurricanes on the power play, his second goal of the playoffs. Sebastian Aho then doubled the lead, a little less than 8 minutes into this second period. And then moments ago, Drake Batherson scored the first goal of the year of the playoffs this season for the Ottawa Senators, and that's where things are with 7:07 to go in that second period. But again, 2-0 in our game that we're covering, 2-0 Flyers over the Penguins. Flyers, if they win, they will go up 2-0, with games 3 and 4 being at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. So they'll make the trip across the state of Pennsylvania for those next two games. Now, Is the series over for the Penguins if they go down 2-0? It's not technically over because you got to win 4, but losing both games at home and then having to go on the road, it's going to be very hard. But again, this is the Pittsburgh Penguins with the, while they, these guys are old, they still have Crosby, Malkin, Letang. Like, they still have guys that can get going at a moment's notice. And I think for Pittsburgh, they just need one opportunity to score here. And, it might open the floodgates. Who knows? But again, the way that this series has gone so far, low scoring, a lot of physicality, some really good defense from both sides. Goaltending's been pretty good, even with Stuart Skinner giving up the 2 goals tonight. I don't necessarily blame him for either one, if I'm being real with you. Like, this is just the way that, he's played well enough to give the Penguins the chance to win. The Penguins just aren't giving him a whole lot of support. That's kind of the way that I see it. And maybe I'm being a little biased because I am a former goaltender myself, but nonetheless, that's the way that I look at it. Now, looking ahead, we have 2 other games going on tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We have the Wild against the Stars, game number 2. That will be going off in about a half hour from now. 9:30 is the start time on that one. If you remember, Wild blowing out the Dallas Stars in game number 1, 6-1. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was just an old-fashioned spanking that we saw by the Minnesota Wild. We'll see what kind of response that the Dallas Stars have going into this game number 2. They need to get it going here. They got to find a way to tie this series up going to Minnesota for games 3 and 4. But that game will be at 9:30. And then finally, we get game number 1 between the Anaheim Ducks and Edmonton Oilers. That game is in Edmonton. That game will start at 10 p.m. Eastern. So those are 2 Western Conference games. Now we'll look ahead to tomorrow. Canadiens Lightning, they'll be battling game number 2 at 7 o'clock. Canadiens coming off that emotional win over in game number 1. They won that one 4-3 thanks to a Juraj Slafkovsky hat trick, which was incredibly impressive. I mean, he has absolutely arrived in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And that was a great game number 1 between those 2 teams. And I do agree with Kyle that I could see that series going 7 games. It's been that good already. And then the one that I'm most excited about, game number 2 between the Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres, 7:30 start time. As I mentioned before, I will be live right here again on the THPN YouTube channel for game number 2 of that series. Bruins looking to try to bounce back. They were up 2-0 late in game number 1. It looked like that the Bruins had it going, but then Tage Thompson and the Buffalo Sabres pushed back and scored 4 unanswered goals to win that game. Their first win in the Stanley Cup playoffs in 15 years. That was a long time in the making, and they got the game 1 win. They'll look to try to go up 2-0 before the series shifts to Boston. Then at 9:30, the Utah Mammoth against the Vegas Golden Knights in game number 2. Utah had a 2-1 lead midway through the third period of game number 1, but Vegas, with that veteran talent they have, thanks to guys like Mark Stone and several others, they found a way to come back and win that game number 1. They're up 1-0, and we'll see if Golden Knights can have a somewhat repeat performance, ultimately winning and try to go up 2-0 before we get our first taste of playoff hockey in Utah. And then last at 10 p.m. Eastern, game number 2 between the Los Angeles Kings and Colorado Avalanche. Pretty good, honestly, back and forth. Game number 1 ended up being just a 2-1 win for Colorado. And, LA is going to put up a fight regardless of where they ultimately ended up in the standings and in their win-loss record. They're going to put up a fight. You have Artemi Panarin, who scored the lone goal for LA. Really going to be interesting to see how things change for LA as they look to try to potentially steal a game Colorado before the series heads to Los Angeles. As I mentioned with Kyle before, I'm just glad that, again, we didn't get the Kings versus the Oilers for the 5th or 6th year in a row at this point. I'm glad that we got some new series, but again, I'm still very much against this whole playoff format. I know a lot of people are. I just think that, well, yes, you're getting a lot of rivalries and interdivisional matchups in round one, and that could be really exciting. You're missing out on the potential of even more exciting matchups in the second, third, and obviously in the finals as well with this format. So I really would like to hope that the NHLPA in the next meetings they have with the NHL really tries to push back and ultimately gets us back to the old format, 1 versus 8, 2 for 7, 3 for 6, because I genuinely think that was good. I think that was very good, and we didn't need to change it. That's the way that I personally look at it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm actually curious to know what you guys think of the format. Do you like it? Do you not like, overall, what do you think it is? But before we get back to our game, I'm going to take one more quick break, and then we will get going for this third period between the Flyers and the Penguins. Flyers again, up to nothing. We'll see if they can hold on here, or will the Penguins make a pushback? That's all coming up in 90 seconds. And welcome back, everybody, here to our our third period here of this game number 2 between the Flyers and the Penguins. Flyers up 2-0 here, and they're on the power play as Martone sets it up. Martone left side to Forster, now top of the point to Drysdale. Forster left side, back now to Drysdale at the top of the point. Drysdale, now to Forster, the left face-off dot, now to Martone, back to Forster. Martone feeds it in front. That pass almost connected there on a shot, but it goes wide of the net. Flyers still trying to control it here. Witherspoon is able to control it for Pittsburgh, and he clears with 45 seconds to go on the Flyers power play. But again, Porter Martone and Garnet Hathaway shorthanded are the 2 goal scorers for the Flyers, and that's how we got to 2-0 here as we begin this third period. Again, Flyers won game number 1 here in Pittsburgh 3-2, and now are in control to potentially go up 2-0 before they head home to Philadelphia for the next 2 games. Christian Dvorak now controls it for Philadelphia. Owen Tippett gets hit from behind by Shea, and that one is cleared away by Pittsburgh, and that's probably going to do it for this Flyers power play. So a couple of really good chances, especially in the early goings here, but again, not a power play goal for either team still in this series. Power play is up for Pittsburgh, or penalty is up for Pittsburgh, as now Konechny sets it now to Sanheim. Now gets to the Couturier. Back to Konechny. Feeds it in front of Dvorak. And a big-time save by Stuart Skinner in the slot as Christian Dvorak looking for that third goal. But a better save there from Stuart Skinner just about 2 minutes into this third period. This has been again, low-scoring game. Very physical, some tight checking. But for Pittsburgh, man, the frustration is still there. Just 2 goals so far through these 2 games. 5 goals for Philadelphia with 3 in game number 1 and then 2 so far here in game number 2. Shots 18-14 in favor of Philadelphia. York now behind the net to Luke Glendening. Glendening in the right corner. Pass it around to the other side where Couturier gets to it first in the left corner for Philadelphia. Couturier fighting along here with several Pittsburgh players. That one's almost intercepted again by Philadelphia, and Russ will bank it off. 93 shot attempts, 31 shots on goal, 34 shots blocked. That is so far what Pittsburgh has been able to do offensively. And again, just 2 goals so far in this series. Sidney Crosby on the left side. Now behind the net to Raquel. Raquel now to Crosby. Crosby gets it to left side point to Girard. Now to Letang. Shot, and that one got through but went wide of Vladar over the net. And now a shot there from Raquel also goes wide of the glove side of Vladar. It's Pittsburgh trying to make a push here. Raquel, right corner now to Crosby. Shot there in the slot. That one is stopped. Opportunity, a big-time save by Vladar on Girard. He was all alone on the left side, and Vladar made the better save to deny the Penguins of an early goal here in the third. Pittsburgh coming right back in. Letang, he dumps it, and it actually goes right to Vladar, who will cover it. Penguins had the second most 5-on-5 goals in the regular season with 201. Colorado, not surprisingly, had the most at 217. But again, all these stats don't mean anything once we get to the playoffs. And Pittsburgh right now looks like a completely different team than what we saw in the regular season. Showing again the replay here, a great save moments ago from Vladar. So that puck came right to Girard, who was all alone, and he made the save. And that could have been easily a goal, as Vladar has stopped so far all 15 shots he's seen from Pittsburgh. Now Letang gets over Girard's shot. That one gets blocked. Backhand try. That one is fought off by Vladar off the backhand try from Chinakhov. Now Malkin behind the net. Loses it now to Dvorak, who banks it off the boards and goes all the way back down into the Penguins zone. That'll be an icing here against Philadelphia with 16:33 to go in this third period. Still 2-0 Philadelphia. Samuel Girard has had a very strong game for Pittsburgh in this one. Again, moments ago had that great opportunity to potentially score, but he could not get it past Vladar, again, who has been locked in since the beginning. And granted, again, neither team ton of shots, but still, when you've had to make the saves, Vladar has made them. 34 starts Vladar had in the regular season with 2 goals or fewer. That is the second most in the NHL. So Vladar has really shown us that the Flyers made the right choice to bring him in the offseason via free agency. As now Chinakhov with a shot that is blockered aside, left pad leg aside by Vladar. 93 miles per hour was that shot. That was a fast one, but Vladar makes the save. As Malkin gets it, now an opportunity. Chinakhov, and he couldn't control it on the backhand. He would have been all alone with a great opportunity, but couldn't control the puck. But Chinakhov gets it again. That one is shot and stopped by Vladar. He doesn't know where it is, but it's under his pad somewhere, and we get a whistle. Igor Chinakhov with a couple of good opportunities so far in this game. He's played very well, but he hasn't been able, just like everyone else on the Penguins, hasn't been able to solve Vladar. Vladar had no idea where that puck was. It was actually under his right leg pad, and he smartly decided to just crouch down and cover it to avoid any catastrophes. Igor Chinakhov, 21 goals combined between his time in Columbus and then when he ultimately got traded to Pittsburgh. The Senators have tied it in their game against Carolina. Dylan Cousins with the goal. Thank you, Jared Brown. Just about 35 seconds to go in that second period. Wow. Senators have come back from down 2-0. Meanwhile here, Carlson with a shot, and that one got just a piece of Vladar, but doesn't find the back of the net. Pittsburgh making a good push here in the early goings of this third period, needing 2 to tie. Penguins keeping in. Carlson with a drive, and that one is stopped by Vladar. Soderblom keeps it in for Pittsburgh for a moment, and Sanheim tries to bank it out. He can't clear it. Kindell with it now. Kindell loses it to Couturier, who will wisely backhand it out. Kindell waiting. Nice feed now to Soderblom. Mantha now trying to get it to Carlson, but it was broken up. Good play by Owen Tippett there to deny that pass. Kindell dumps it right back in to the Philadelphia zone. Sealer fighting along now with Mantha. And now Kindell tried to keep it in. So, but Witherspoon has to go back and play here just about 5 minutes into this third period. Tyson Forster crashes into the boards. Lost an edge there. Ricard Raquel coming the other way. Drive by Crosby. That's stopped by the pad of Dan Vladar. Good shot from Sidney Crosby. His best opportunity tonight. Crosby now in the left corner. Crosby now behind the net. Crosby waits. Tries to feed it in front. It's blocked by Sealer. Raquel keeps it now for Pittsburgh. Gets it now to the point to Letang. Letang loses the puck. And it's hit away by Tippett, but Pittsburgh keeps it in. That shot there got through to Vladar, but he makes the save. Philadelphia has to get it out, and Forster banks it off the boards, and it goes all the way down for yet another icing. 14:21 to go in this third period. But Pittsburgh has certainly been the better of the two teams in this early going. The Penguins fans starting to rise here as they're trying to get their team going here, still needing 2 goals to tie. Great one-time shot there from Crosby off the feed from Ricard Raquel, but a good stick pad save there by Dan Vladar. Crosby with 6 shots in this series in just 33 and a half minutes of ice time. One of the trainers looking at Owen Tippett right now. Seems to be dealing with something. We'll keep an eye on that. Brian Ross, sharp angle try. That one gets blocked. Now in the left corner as Dvorak trying to get it out for Philadelphia. Now gets it over to Sanheim, who will clear it. Now one's going to go down. It's going to be another icing. Yes, it will be. I think that's now like the 4th icing of this third period already for Philadelphia. Travis Konechny looks like he had a little bit of work done on his nose during that second period. Porter Martone, first teenager in Flyers history to score in each of the first 2 playoff games. The 19-year-old from Michigan State, the 6th overall pick in last year's draft. He has been nothing short of fantastic in his short time. I mean, here's that shot deflected, rebound try, and a big-time diving save by Dan Vladar. I don't know how he got there in time, but he robs the Penguins of a goal there. Dan Vladar continuing to put on quite the performance here in this third period to keep the Flyers up by 2. So Flyers get it out. Maybe an opportunity. Here's 2-on-1. Martone with a shot, and that's fought off by Skinner. Now the Penguins look to come the other way. Crosby trying to drop it off to Girard. That pass gets broken up. Flyers now looking to try to make a push. And we get a stop here, and it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be interference against Travis Konechny. And he shoves Sidney Crosby, and those two are going at it. But nonetheless, it's going to be a penalty against the Flyers. It'll be the 5th power play for Pittsburgh in this one. And this is coming at a crucial time, down 2-0 with 13 and a half minutes to go in this third period. And the Penguins still needing 2 to tie. Just looking at the replay here. Yeah, kind of an unnecessary hit from behind by Konechny. And the refs did not like that. So we'll see what can happen here on this power play. Again, Penguins desperately need something for them to go right. But we'll see what they can do here when we come right back after this commercial break. welcome back here. We're in the third period of this game 2 of this first round series between the Flyers and Penguins. Flyers up 2-0 with 13:20 to go in this third period, looking to go up 2-0. Penguins on their 5th power play right now, looking to try to find a way to get one past Vladar. As that puck goes in, Flyers try to get it out, and they're able to just do that. Couturier might have a chance. It's a 2-on-none breakaway. Shot it up when it's stopped by Skinner. Oh, it was a 2-on-none shorthanded for Philadelphia, and Skinner makes a big-time save as the Flyers nearly got their second shorthanded goal of the night. Penguins looking to try to control here. But the Flyers get to it in clear with just a little over a minute to go on this man advantage. The Penguins have been struggling all night long, already gave up a shorthanded goal and nearly gave up a second there. Raquel, now to Crosby. Back to Raquel. He gets knocked down. Fans looking for a call. They're not going to get it. Noah Cates is able to clear it for Philadelphia. 50 seconds to go on this power play here. As again, the Penguins 0 for 4 on the power play in this one, looking to try to avoid maybe going 0 for 5. Novak up the center of the ice. Novak feeds to Kindell. Kindell gets around, wrists the line and falls down, but keeps control of it. Chinikov now to Letang. Letang now over to Chinikov. Back to Letang, top of the point. Letang takes a slap shot, deflected, big time save. Another opportunity, and Kindell fans just shoots it high and wide. Oh, Kindell had an opening there, but he sailed it. Oh, he had a great chance, still couldn't score. Penguins keeping it in. Kindell. Backhand pass gets broken up by Ristolainen. Puck down behind the net, Mantha. And he tried to make a feed, but nobody was there, and that's going to do it for this Penguins power play. 0 for 5 now go the Penguins on the man advantage here in game 2. One shot. They finally got a shot on goal in a power play on that last one from Letang, but they cannot score there, and they still have yet to find a goal here in this one with 11:11 to go in this third period. Time is wasting away if you're Pittsburgh. If you're Philadelphia, things continuing to go according to plan. Now Gerard slap shot, and that goes right into the breadbasket of Vladar, and we get a whistle with 11:02 to go, as now Vladar has made all 24 saves of the 24 shots he's seen. Looking back at that opportunity, shorthanded Couturier looking to Luke Glendening, who was looking for that goal, but Stuart Skinner with a great T-push makes the right arm save. And then they show the replay of Kindell, got the puck, lifted it, tried to go top shelf, but missed the net completely. Shots in this period are 10-3 in favor of the Penguins so far in this third period. So, Becca, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. Really do appreciate it. It's the Pat McAfee curse. He's at the game wearing his neck brace from WrestleMania. Yeah, that could be, maybe it is the Pat McAfee curse. Maybe it is. I'm surprised he's there considering that WrestleMania just happened. But he is a Pittsburgh guy, so I'm sure he's definitely nervous as we get an icing here against the Flyers. Faceoff will be back in the Philadelphia zone. 10:54 to go in this one. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure to leave a like on this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that as well, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we go live here throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs. Again, I will be back here live tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for game number 2 between the Boston Bruins and Buffalo Sabres. Looking forward to that, and I hope to see a lot of you guys there as well. Would really do appreciate it. And share this also with your family and friends to do the same. Really helps me out a lot and helps out the channel a lot as well. Face off to the right of Vladar in the Philly zone. Face off won by the Flyers. Drysdale just able to get it out of the zone. Good poke check there by Couturier. Tried to get around Gerard, but Gerard will get there first. Samuel Girard over to Carlson, but that pass could not connect. And that puck bounces up into the air. And now in the left corner, Couturier almost able to steal that, but now Carlson will control it for Pittsburgh. Carlson stretch feed to Crosby, and that goes right to Vladar, who will cover it with 10:24 to go in this third. Again, just in a couple of minutes, Minnesota versus Dallas game number 2 will be underway. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, a little over half an hour from now, Anaheim versus Edmonton in game number 1 of that series. Montreal, Tampa game number 2 tomorrow at 7. And again, the game I will be doing here live on THPN, the Bruins versus the Sabres game number 2, 7:30 p.m. start time. 7:30, not 7, 7:30, just as an FYI. Face off to the right of Dan Vladar in the Flyer zone with 10:24 again to go in the third. Flyers up 2-0, looking to go up 2-0 in this series. Owen Tippett now with a chance. Tippett on a breakaway shot, and he misses the net. Opportunity again is stopped, and we're going to get a penalty shot. Oh my goodness. Owen Tippett was able to get around a couple defenders. Erik Karlsson was hooking him from behind. Tippett couldn't hit the net, but because he was hooked, he draws a penalty shot. A huge opportunity here for the Flyers to maybe put the dagger in game number 2, looking to go up 3. Owen Tippett already an assist on the shorthanded goal from Garnet Hathaway, now with a chance to score here. Can he do it? Here on a penalty shot, comes up the left side, back up the front, shot, and he misses the net. Stuart Skinner might have gotten the piece of that. Got to see the replay, but either way, Owen Tippett cannot score, and the game remains 2-0 Flyers with 10:15 now to go in this third period. Going to see it again here on the replay. Goes up the left side, comes back to the middle. Did he hit the post? I got to see it again. He did. Oh, my goodness. Owen Tippett hit the far post glove side of Stuart Skinner. An inch maybe to the left, and that might have hit the post and gone in. Great opportunity for Owen Tippett, but he could not score in the game, and the Flyers remain only up 2. Now, can the Penguins take advantage of that miss and try to get back in this one? I mean, you got to start by getting a goal, right? To recap again for you, Becca, Porter Martone got the game's first goal, his second one already in these playoffs from the 19-year-old rookie. And then Garnet Hathaway scored shorthanded off a great feed from Owen Tippett to give them a 2-0 lead. So that's where we are. Those are the 2 goal scorers for Philadelphia in this one. Garnet Hathaway also, again, his 4th career goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And that was a good time to get it for sure. Just reached the halfway point of this third period. They're showing a lot of the Pittsburgh bench. Definitely some frustrations on that bench as they still are looking to just score here, still needing 2 to tie this game. Now Chinik now flips it in. Dewar was trying to get there first. Now it's there. Dewar in the right corner, getting it out of Lizotte. Can he keep it in? No. And now Pittsburgh will have to go back, but it's intercepted by Porter Martone. Through the legs, pass, but nobody was there. And Pittsburgh will flip it back into the Philly zone. It's now Drysdale controls it for the Flyers. Jamie Drysdale, he scored the first goal of game number 1 for Philadelphia as that one deflects off a Flyer, and that's going to be out of play. So we're going to face off here with 9:26 to go in this third period. Dan Vladar, right now, Dan Vladar is the story of this game, and certainly of this third period has made a boatload of saves on this onslaught from Pittsburgh, has still yet to give up a goal, has been frustrating the Penguins all night long. And go back to that big save he made with Samuel Girard all alone there, and he was able to stop it. So Dan Vladar doing as well as he can in this one, and so far he is certainly given the Flyers the best chance to win. But let's see if they can continue to push here because they certainly need it. But we'll be right back after another quick commercial break. 9:26 to go in this third period of game number 2 between the Flyers and Penguins. Flyers up 2-0. Porter Martone and Garnet Hathaway shorthanded are the 2 goal scorers for the Flyers. Again, if the Flyers win, they'll be up 2-0 with the series heading to Philadelphia. If the Penguins can find a way to score and ultimately come back to win this game, then we'll be tied at a game apiece heading to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4. This is do or die right now. If you're Pittsburgh, you do not want to go down 2-0 because it's very hard to come back, especially if the first 2 games were at home. It doesn't happen that often where the team who loses both the first 2 games at home comes back to win the series. Not saying it can't happen, but the odds would certainly not be in the Penguins' favor. Sanheim makes a stretch pass that goes off the stick of Forster, and now Skinner will play it. Raquel just able to get it out, and here comes Sidney Crosby. Makes a feed over the right side to Rust. Rust and Sanheim fighting along behind the net. Raquel gets to it first for Pittsburgh. Now to left side, gets it to Letang. Letang, wrist shot, and that one gets blocked before it hits the net. And Tippett banks it off the boards and out with 8 minutes to go in this one. I know there's still a lot of time left, but it'll be really interesting to see if and when Stuart Skinner gets pulled. Letang, shot. That one is stopped. Rebound try is also fought off by Vladar. And now Sanheim comes up the other side for Philadelphia. Gets to Martone, who will dump it in. Konechny lost the puck after he got there first, and now the Penguins are able to get it out. It's going to go all the way back down in the Philly zone. No icing here. So it's controlled. Long stretch feed to Konechny, who will backhand it into the right corner in the Pittsburgh zone with 7.5 minutes to go in this third period. And oh my goodness, another Flyers player falls down. There's been several tumbles in this one. Now Carlson deflected shot, and that's a good glove save from Vladar off the deflection from Evgeny Malkin. That was a good one. That was one of the more impressive saves from Vladar. Good positioning again. Vladar had 51 starts this year for the Flyers. That's career high. His previous career high was 29. So again, he comes from Calgary after doing kind of the same amount of workload with Dustin Wolf, but then comes to Philadelphia, becomes the starter, and has done huge work for the Flyers, especially down the stretch here to get into the playoffs. And being in the position they're in right now, up 1-0 in the series and up 2-0 late here in the third, looking to go up 2-0 in the series. Puck now in the corner here in the Flyers zone. Shots 27-20 in favor of Pittsburgh. Carlson keeps it in for Pittsburgh. Witherspoon wraps it around the boards. Dewar fighting along. Now Malkin gets to him. Malkin to Carlson. Deflected shot high and wide of Vladar. Still in the Flyers zone. Flyers trying to get it out, and they finally do. But there's a whistle here, and it looks like it's going to be an offsides against Pittsburgh with 6:56 to go in this third period. Oh, that's what happened. They just showed a replay. Porter Martone got tripped on purpose by Stuart Skinner, who just calmly puts his stick out ever so nonchalantly. That was fascinating. And it was right in front of the ref, too. And Martone looking at the ref like, no call? Like nothing? Like that was, I guess, a little bit of gamesmanship, right? That would have been such a bad time if they actually called it. Been crazy. Porter Martone leads the Flyers in shots since his debut. So he has been a huge offensive welcome for this Flyers team. Couldn't come at a better time. Icing here against the Flyers, 6:50 to go in this one. Got it. Definitely, if you're the Flyers, you're also going to keep an eye on Stuart Skinner to see when Dan Hughes may pull him. The longer it remains 2-0, the earlier I think you're going to see Stuart Skinner get pulled. And I do feel a bit for Stuart Skinner because I don't think he's played poorly at all. Didn't play poorly in game 1. Hasn't played poorly here in game 2. But the Penguins themselves not giving him a whole lot of goal support, not helping him out. Forster tries to bank it out, but he cannot. Pittsburgh keeps it in. Brian Rust now in the right corner for Pittsburgh, fighting along with Tyson Forster. Now Drysdale gets in there with Raquel, and Raquel with a solid hit there. Both teams with two guys in the corner. Crosby gets to it now. Gets over to Carlson. Drive there and a great save. Might have gone wide the net there. Not sure if Vladar actually got a piece of it. That puck comes out in front, but it's disrupted by Drysdale. Rust fighting along now with Cam York. Now puck's behind the net where Noah Cates is fighting along again. And finally, it's taken away by Philadelphia with Owen Tippett. Now to force to go back hand in hand as both teams make a change with exactly 6 minutes to go in this third period. Pittsburgh needing 2 to tie. Otherwise, they'll be staring at a 2-0 series deficit heading to Philadelphia. Sanheim gets it around Witherspoon. Girard trying to keep it in for Pittsburgh. Backhands it now to the right corner. Witherspoon gets to it first. Witherspoon fighting along here, looking for some help. And Kindell now with the puck. Fighting along. Soderblom still with it now. Now in the right corner. Still looking. Kindell with it. He gets hit. Mantha with opportunity. Leaves it over left side. Shot there from Shea. Goes wide of Vladar. And it's going to go all the way back down into the Pittsburgh zone. No icing here as Samuel Girard will get there first with 5:25 and ticking to go in this third period. Kindell up the center of the ice. Now to Mantha. Mantha drops it over. Now to Soderblom. Soderblom with a shot that gets blocked. Pittsburgh keeps it in. Shea now dumps in the left corner to Mantha. Now to Kindell back in the left corner. Mantha with a shot that gets blocked by Luke Glendening. And the Flyers are able to dump it out. Flyers now with 23 blocked shots in this one to the Penguins just 7. Under 5 now to go in this third. Fans getting restless here at PPG Paints Arena. The Flyers had no shutouts in the regular season. Their last shutout came back in January of last year, 2025. This would be the time to get a shutout, I would say. Carlson now gets it over to Witherspoon, who makes a long stretch feed to Malkin. Gets it over to Dewar, but it's going to be a delayed offsides. Pittsburgh has to go back and reset. Carlson. And that's a good poke check by Ristolainen before the Penguins could break out. Owen Tippett now takes a shot that's deflected up and out of play with 4:17 to go in the waning moments of this third period. Flyers still up 2-0. Coming up pretty soon. Again, game 2 between the Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars. Wild coming off that dominant 6-1 win in game number 1. They'll look to try to go up 2-0 on the road. And the Flyers, just a little under 4 minutes to go before they could celebrate a potential 2-0 series lead heading to the city of brotherly love. We'll be right back to finish this one up here after this commercial break. So just a little over 4 minutes to go in this third period. Flyers still holding on to a 2-0 lead in this one. And they're looking to go up 2-0 in this series. As the faceoff here will be to the right of Stuart Skinner in the Pittsburgh zone. 4:17 exactly to go in this one. Drysdale now controlling it for Philadelphia. Witherspoon one hands it up the boards, and now the Penguins look to come the other way here. As again, they need to find 2 goals here late to force overtime. Cam York now controls it over to Jamie Drysdale. Now one's deflected off a Flyer and goes back into the Pittsburgh zone, where Shea will control it for the Penguins with 3:50 to go. Again, keeping our eye on Stuart Skinner to see when he gets pulled. Flyers 18-0 all-time when leading 2-0 in a best-of-7 series. So the odds are certainly in their favor if they can lock this one down here. 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Now Dewar plays it back to Letang. And Letang, being hounded by Luke Glendening, gets it back to Dewar. Penguins a little bit discombobulated in their own zone. They're going the wrong way right now. They got to find a way to get going the other way. So now Letang feeds over to Achari. And Achari will dump it in, but it looks like it deflected out of play. Stuart Skinner was on the way to being pulled. Is he going to stay in the net, or is he going to go, or is he going to officially go to the box? Go to the bench, excuse me. 3:11 to go, and Stuart Skinner is going to go back to the Penguins net here, but I would expect the next time the Penguins get control here, they'll probably pull him again and get the extra skater. Stuart Skinner is going to skate pretty far out of his net, face off right in front of the Flyer zone, and it goes into the Flyer zone here. Ristolainen, he'll flip it out. With 3 minutes exactly now to go in this one. Penguins can't control it right now. Philadelphia intercepts. Forrester keeping it in along with Noah Cates. Carlson falls down. No penalty. Ristolainen keeping it in for the Flyers. Ristolainen shot, and that one is stopped by Skinner. So Ristolainen just keeping the puck as much as possible in the zone. Pittsburgh's last playoff wins. For the Penguins, it was 2018 in the first round. Steelers, 2016 divisional. And for the Pittsburgh Pirates, it was the 2013 wild card. So Pittsburgh used to be called the City of Champions, but over the last decade or so, it's been hard to come by even just winning playoff series. So, and things are not looking that great for the Penguins right now. Faceoff will be to the left of Stuart Skinner in the Pittsburgh zone with 2:44 to go in the third. Faceoff won cleanly by the Penguins with Carlson controlling behind the net. Carlson will get it to Letang, who feeds it now to the right side to Crosby, but he's offsides. 2:33 to go now. Crosby, Malkin, and Letang have had their chances, but have not been able to score here again. Nobody has found the back of the net at this point for the Penguins. Face-off here will be just outside the Flyers zone. Right in front of the Flyers bench. The net is now empty for Pittsburgh officially here with 2:33 to go. So now we'll see if the Penguins can do anything here with the man advantage against still needing 2 goals to tie. And they fired it into the empty net, but it just goes wide. I thought that ended up actually in the back of the net. Couturier took that shot, but it looks like they blew the whistle down beforehand. So it looks like they'll do the face-off again right in front of the Flyers zone. This would be a massive win for the Flyers. Had a strong game number 1, found a way to win, and they've played an even better game defensively here in game number 2, and are on the precipice of going up 2-0 before heading home to Philadelphia. Face-off in the Flyer zone to the right of Vladar. Vladar taps it over now to Sanheim, who will bank it off the boards. Tried to get it to Glendening, goes off his stick, and that's going to be icing here against the Flyers with 2:20 to go. Flyers, it hasn't been the greatest third period in terms of trying to push back, but ultimately blocking a lot of shots. Vladar making some big saves. They're just scratching and clawing and finding their way here to try to get this win. Face-off again to the right of Vladar in the Flyers zone. And the face-off won here by Pittsburgh. Carlson top of the point. Wrist shot through traffic, doesn't get to Vladar. Now in the left corner as Sanheim backhands it now to Hathaway. Couturier now with a 2-on-1. Gets it over to Luke Glendening, who's going to bury it into the empty net. And the Flyers are on their way to a massive win. They will go up 2-0 in this series as the series will shift to the Wells Fargo Center. Luke Glendening getting the third goal and certainly the dagger in this one with 2:05 to go in this third period. Now, that was an easy one. And it's funny because Luke Glendening has actually had a couple of chances in this game, had a 2-on-1 earlier and got denied by Stuart Skinner, and he finally gets rewarded as Couturier makes the feed, the simple feed there as he was getting hooked by Letang, and Luke Glendening with all day tapping it in to score there. So big goal, and that's going to pretty much put this one away. Now the only question that I really have left is, will the Penguins still find a way to score? 7th career playoff goal for Luke Glendening, 2 in the regular season. Again, he was a PTO for the New Jersey Devils, made the team out of training camp, played most of the year in New Jersey, and then he was put on waivers and picked up by the Flyers and has been with them since. Noah Cates got hit hard in the corner by Letang, and the referee said that's enough. And then he just takes a shot at Cam York. And now people are going after one another. Now everybody's got a man. And this is just pure frustration if you're Pittsburgh. Considering where this game has gone and where the series has gone so far, unfortunately, this is probably the most fight we've seen from Pittsburgh all night. As Mantha and Owen Tippett, each without their helmets on. Forrester and Chinikov, Carlson holding on to Noah Cates. I mean, this is a rivalry. This is the Battle of Pennsylvania. These teams do not like one another. Ooh, Owen Tippett's bleeding from the nose. Not sure what happened with that. But we'll see what happens here. Is Letang still chatting it up with, I think that's Cam York that he might be yelling at right now. So we'll see. I think overall, yeah, Mantha looks like he's getting sent for an early shower. This started with Letang, just kind of a high-rising hit. Kind of felt like unnecessary there off of, hitting Noah Cates. And then Mantha and Owen Tippett. Mantha with a couple of good shots to the face. And ultimately, I think that's what led to the bloody nose for Owen Tippett. But Tippett's not going to have to worry because the most important thing is that his team is on their way to going up 2-0. And now the refs will have probably their last major work of the night trying to sort out all these penalties here. So Owen Tippett also with that gorgeous individual play that led to the primary assist on the Garnet Hathaway shorthanded goal back in the second period. Looks like we had a couple of roughing in game misconducts here. I can't have the sound on because of copyright reasons, so that's why I'm just guessing. So we'll see here what they call it. Once again, Rick Tocchet, like he was earlier in this game, just kind of like laughing, yelling at the refs. I think at this point it shouldn't be that bad, but looks like the Flyers are going to go on a 4-minute power play here for the last minute 47. So really the Flyers can honestly just play keep away for the last 100 so seconds and put this one away. Chris Letang basically trying to set a pick there, but he hits Noah Cates up high, and that wasn't good. But we get a 4-minute power play here. It would actually be so funny, by the way, if the Flyers were to score on this power play after both teams have yet to score a power play goal in this series. I mean, we're 0 for 11, 0 for 12 combined? But either way, cooler heads have now finally prevailed as the faceoff will be to right in front of the Penguins bench, right outside of the Penguins zone here in minute 47. We'll see if the Penguins, I doubt they will, but we'll see if they pull Skinner, try to get the extra man. But we already know what's going to end up happening here as looks like Dewar is going to also go to the box. I think he's going to serve one of the penalties. So he'll sit there. Face off one here by the Penguins. Garnet Hathaway with a goal and an assist in this one. So he's certainly had himself a heck of a game. Also 7 hits in this one. So Flyers on the power play for the rest of this game as the Dvorak flips it to Skinner, who will just cover it. With a minute 35 to go in this one. Face-off will be there. But again, a lot of questions are going to need to be answered for Pittsburgh scoring just 2 goals in the 2 combined games here so far this series, being outscored 6-2. And they are staring at being down 2-0, now having to go on the road to Philadelphia to try to get back in the series. So now Ristolainen wraps it around the boards. Konechny will get there. He tries to control it. Pittsburgh trying to get it out, and it actually deflects out of the zone as we are slowly progressing to the end of this one now, the minute 25. And some of the guys you're going to be looking at are obviously Sidney Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Brian Rust, Ricard Raquel. These guys haven't been able to get going yet. And Dan Vladar has been a problem so far in this series for Pittsburgh. As now Owen Tippett controls it. Now to Sanheim, left side. Tippett now. Now to Forster. Back to Tippett. Right side now to Ristolainen. Top of the point to Sanheim. Sanheim right side to Ristolainen. Back to Sanheim here. Now the right top point to Ristolainen. Left side top point Sanheim. 1 minute to go in this one. Again, Flyers 18-0 all-time when leading 2-0 in the best-of-7 series. I think the Flyers really are just killing clock at this point. Sanheim now to Tippett. Tippett now to Ristolainen. 43 seconds to go. Now to Cates. Back to Ristolainen. This Sanheim. Sanheim now Tippett in the right corner. Feeds over to Ristolainen. Lost control of the puck. Trying to get there, fighting with Lizotte. Both guys pushing and shoving in the right corner. Shea now being pinned by Noah Cates with 23 seconds to go. Cates now fighting along with Shea again, and we have another penalty coming up, and I think this time it's going to be against Flyers, and now we have another pushing and shoving battle. It's Witherspoon and Tyson Forster and Ristolainen and Achari, both guys who wear 55 going at it. And this is just all just extracurricular frustration from both sides, but mainly from the Penguins here. With 19 seconds exactly to go in this one. And we're just, again, we're slowly just trying to wrap up this game here. As now Achari pushing with Ristolainen. Witherspoon, was this against Pittsburgh? I see again. Witherspoon, yeah, he cross-checks Owen Tippett right into the boards. Again, just an unnecessary dumb call. So the Flyers are going to probably go to a 5-on-3 for the last 19 seconds. Tippett, he's had himself quite the game. Again, has that main assist in the Garnet Hathaway goal. Has actually looked really good for a majority of this game. Has a bloody nose from one of the altercations. Got pushed from behind in another one. So, you know, he's certainly gotten into the head of the Penguins brass for sure. As the referees come together with, again, 2:32 to go on the 4-minute penalty against Pittsburgh. And I think they'll most likely go 5-on-3. But again, I don't expect them to shoot it. They'll probably just kill off the last 19 seconds. Call a day. As Lizotte putting on his helmet again. And we'll see what happens here. It is a 2-man advantage, so it will be 5-on-3 for the final 19 seconds. I think if you're Philadelphia, you just kind of want to like win the face-off and then kill off this last 19 seconds, call it a day, and also secure your first shutout since January of 2025 and your first shutout of the postseason, as Chinakhov will sit as well for this final one, as it looks like Witherspoon got thrown out as well. Face-off won by the Flyers. It will go all the way back, though, into the Flyers zone. And that's where Yulson will just kill off the last 10 seconds here. And a job well done by the Philadelphia Flyers coming into Pittsburgh, winning 3-2 in game 1 and getting a shutout in game number 2, winning this one 3-0. Porter Martone with his second game-winning goal of just this postseason. You have Garnet Hathaway scoring shorthanded, and then Luke Glendening with an empty netter. And the Flyers are halfway to moving on to the second round of these playoffs as the series now shifts to Philadelphia. What a job there by the Philadelphia Flyers. Overall, they played damn near the absolute perfect road game And most importantly, they have the 2-0 lead, also outscoring the Penguins 6-2 in those first 2 games. But on that note, guys, that's going to wrap it up for tonight's live watch along of Game 2 between the Flyers and Penguins. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight throughout it. Thank you to Kyle for hanging out with us through the first 40 minutes of this one. Really do appreciate it. Thank you guys, as always, for all the support. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Tell all your friends to do the same. And also hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we go live here for the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. Again, I will be back here tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for Game 2 between the Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. Looking forward to that. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us on this live watch-along, and we will see you in the next live watch-along. Everyone, continue to be the awesome people that you are. And as I always say at the end of every live watch-along, put those fingers up and keep rocking on, baby. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.